We'll get
Just
there.
because of the history of Rama Tut,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, we gotta get this, we gotta get this from the past because they already was tripping from the beginning. They retconned it because Ramatut was actually a different character, and then they retconned it, said it was Kang. So just because they did that, I want them to retcon that brother to be black.
Do you want to start with the Kang stuff? Not with Star Wars Visions or not with any of the other stuff. Torian
Oh,
starting with Kang.
we can start with
We
Kang.
can. We can.
All
Are
right.
you cool about that, Tori? I know you got some Tang. I don't know if you want to start with Kang.
You crazy.
No, I'm just silent because I'm thinking of other words that rhyme. I'll be like, hey, Torian, what are you gonna do with your Wang?
Oh.
What?
What?
Is there anything that she brang?
She banged.
What's good,
Why did
y'all?
I think
What's
of that?
up?
Why did I think of that contestant from American Idol when you said that? Remember that?
William Hung.
Yeah, William Hung. That man, that goes down in history as one of the worst American Idol auditions of all time.
Oh man, most definitely, most definitely.
You guys remember the first season when Ryan Seacrest had like a co-host with him?
Hmm. I
Who
used
was
to
that?
watch it every year.
When did you stop watching it?
What was it?
Probably when
After
Simon
was
left.
it Kelly Clarkson? Was it
That was
her
the
and
first season.
Ruben? What?
She was
Whatever.
first.
Kelly Clarkson was first. Then
Yeah.
Ruben, when
Ruben
Fantasia
won.
was on there.
Yeah.
I
The
think.
one with Fantasia was probably the best season. Because
Yeah.
that's the one where Jennifer Hudson was on there with her.
With Jennifer Hudson, she came looking like a baked potato. And then, no, her when she came on stage, she had that silver outfit on. She looked like a baked potato. I'm sorry. I love her, but she knew what she was looking like when she got on stage.
She
You
lost in
crazy.
seventh place, right? Seventh.
Yeah, but that was the best season because
That
that was
that was a
competition.
con- that was a controversial one right there because it came down to Jennifer Hudson, Fantasia, and it was some other black girl on there, and people was mad about that. But you know, it all worked itself out in the end because Fantasia went on to go on and have a great career, still has a great career, and Jennifer Hudson, I mean, look at her resume.
She had the right agent to put her in the movie. What's it? Wait, hold on. How did I forget the name of the damn movie? Um,
Dreamgirls.
Yep,
Dreamgirls.
and I still
Yep.
think Dreamgirls is one of the best musicals of all time.
Oh, definitely. And she
Period.
won and she won her Oscar on that.
It's a
And now
different show
she,
now.
Yeah, I don't
I'd
watch it
rather watch The
anymore.
oh
Boys.
yeah,
I don't watch any of it.
They still got
my mother.
Seacrest though. Seacrest the only. Sorry, what you were saying, Torian?
Nah, my mother, she watches all those competition shows like The Voice, America's Got Talent, American
Yeah.
Idol. Remember they used to have a show on called The X Factor.
Yes.
I do
Little
remember.
rap
I
kid.
actually did like The X Factor a little bit more than American Idol. I think X Factor was like that cousin, that long distance cousin that came to visit and just kind of took over everything. X Factor I did kind of like a little bit once. American Idol for me started to fizzle out as far as my personal viewership. Then X Factor came in, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm locked in with this."
I see Seacrest on Wheel of Fortune. He's like 50 with the same hairdo. I see him on live with
Listen,
Regis.
Ryan Seacrest is gonna always chase a bag. He always gonna get a
I ain't
bag.
mad at him.
I mean, this man has a hand in almost every form of entertainment you can think of. He was on American Idol. He has his own radio show. I remember back in the day on what used to be UPN. He had his own. It was like a radio show, but it was live. It was like a live radio show that where guests would come on and perform. And for those out there who don't know, UPN was a network that had mostly all urban television
Urban.
shows on it, like all the urban sitcoms and everything like that. And then you had WB. And WB was like, that was where you saw all the suburban based kind of shows on there. But then eventually what happened is they merged to make what you now know as the CW.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Facts.
you have where you have or had the Arrowverse on there. You had Supernatural on there. Supernatural was my show. It was a lengthy show as far as how many seasons it had, but it was a damn good show. I think the show came out in '05 and it got canceled, I think, in 2021. That's a long time for a show. Do you know how many stories you have to creatively keep coming up with to keep that show going like that?
Facts.
My favorite
Facts.
show, one of my favorite shows was Lost, and they told us that they only had 3 seasons. Things were extended, and it was hard to keep writing. So yeah, if whenever they go 10 seasons plus, you know that the writers didn't have 10 seasons in mind, unless you're One Piece.
And that thing has been going on for what? How long?
Since we were born. No, not all of us.
Well, we said Lost.
Yeah, Lost was awesome. It was 6 seasons, but they kept.
You know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy? I didn't watch one episode of Lost, but I always heard how good of a show it was.
What was great about it was when they cut to commercial break, you're always like 4 commercial breaks every episode. Cliffhanger, what are they gonna do? They kept doing that, and then you watch the commercials. You wouldn't even dare change the channel to see the game or to see something. You would just stick with it because if you missed 10 seconds, you were fearful.
Mm-hmm.
One Piece started in 98.
And see, that was back in the day. Back then, you had to have caught the show in real time as it was on. Because, see, unlike the streaming era that we are in, where you can miss it, but you can always have time to go back and watch it. Back then, it was one of two things. You were either, one, going to catch it in real time, or two, if you had a VCR, you had to set it to record that episode. Then, of course, you had to fast forward through all the commercials, so you didn't have to sit there and watch a whole hour of a show. So it basically cut the time down. So instead of watching like 60 minutes of a show, you were probably watching maybe 45 minutes.
They got the same writer who did that show Lost now to do Lanterns, so that's going to be something I'm interested in seeing.
Cool.
Okay. We brought up radio shows and what's his face. Let's just skip to the Breakfast Club, who to ask Jeremy Renner yesterday, or a week ago, about Jonathan Majors. He says, "Oh, I don't know much about that situation. He deserves to get his job back." Jeremy Renner knew the follow-up question from Charlemagne was, "What about your issues?" And he handled that one well. I watched. What's that guy named Armin from Comic Book Cast on YouTube say, "Well, this is the worst, and he should keep his mouth shut. He doesn't know." And his whole comment section lit him up saying, "I actually agree with Jeremy Renner. Jonathan Majors should still be Kang." So I think we're all three-way in agreement that Majors as Kang, he gets his job back, gets his career back, and things get to move forward. So for the person, we want it. All of us.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. But this is my question, and I've said this multiple times. I was talking to my brother about this before the stream. One, why is Jeremy Renner on the Breakfast Club? That's question number one. Just let's be honest. What does Jeremy Renner have to do with the Breakfast Club?
He's on promotion.
He's promoting that on his show, Mayor Kingstown.
But on the Breakfast Club, where a majority of his audience is not at. But
still such I'm
gonna put the tinfoil hat on. But you know who also helps co-produce with Jonathan Majors on certain projects is Charlemagne.
Yeah.
So now you're bringing somebody in from Marvel. Marvel agrees, or it was just not Marvel, but Jeremy Renner agrees to go on set Breakfast Club, knowing questions might come up about a former, employee, to gauge what the audience thinks about said employee. So what I believe is this was all to see, hey, what is the heat on Jonathan right now? Is people going to be so tripping about Jonathan, or are people going to be saying, you know what? We really want Kang the Conqueror. We want Jonathan to get his job back. We would like to see Kang the Conqueror and Robert Downey Jr. is doomed. They're engaging no different than Damson taking those photo ops at Vogue. All it is to let's get engagement. What is the people saying? What they say about how many points are you up? You know what I mean? Let's get these points up. That's what I'm looking at when it comes to this.
Someone just said that Mayor of Kingstown is a fantastic show. Mayor of Kingstown is a black show.
I know a lot of people who watch that. I don't watch it, but I know a lot of people who do watch it.
But it's not something that you like. Yeah, that's something that Jeremy Renner will be on. The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club has had people on there before that I never thought would actually.
Well, Candace Owens
be
being on there, but
Oh
I know
God.
that's where you was going. I knew that's where you was gonna go to.
Actually, it wasn't. But you brought her up. But oh my God, don't get me started on that woman.
Yeah, but
I'm having a good day so far.
The audience is so large, they got like millions of listeners on podcasts, the YouTube audience, and then the actual radio show on that morning, people listening to it. And I think they air on BET, don't they? So they've got so many different
What you
I
talking?
don't know.
You talking about the Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club that when
I
you
couldn't
have
tell
that
you.
many people, even if it's not, and it is not a black show. I literally just looked at the cast. Even though it's a white show, you can mostly white show. You can still find an audience there in the Breakfast Club because they have such a large audience. At least some people will watch Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's not out of the realm of possibility, right? To bring him in, people like the mayor, of Kingstown. Charlemagne might like the show. Hey, let's bring Jeremy Renner on. But you will ask a particular question that has to do with a particular person that you work with. To me, I said this. There's no coincidence when it comes to Hollywood. When it comes to Hollywood questions, when it comes to certain things, it's no coincidence. There's always something that goes with that. Now, I could be, Stretch Armstrong, and of course, it's okay. I've been doing that. I'm always Stretch Armstrong, but I don't think there's no coincidence. Nope. It was on purpose.
Good. We got the outcome that we would most like to hear. And like I said again, I want him to get his job. I want him to prosper. What I don't do is say that he's good representation. Jonathan Majors playing.
I'm not
Kang,
saying he's good represent.
representation. Period.
Well, because this is literally him. This is just like him doing Shakespeare to me. The way the conversations that we've had, he loves that character because he could get into all these different things. You know what I mean? Now, is this the original black character from the comics? No. Should have been with Ramatut? Yes, it should have been, because Ramatut in that era would have been blackety black, crispy black. You know what I mean? Crispy black. So yeah. But I get what you're saying. At the same time, I want him to finish the story. All he really wants to do is just finish that character. Let me do what I did with that character, finish my story, and let me go on about my business.
You don't get what I'm saying. If I didn't get to say the full thing yet, maybe you heard me say something different in video, but I changed my mind. Can I get it out fully?
My bad.
But just to address what you said, because I was listening, Ramatut, he's not like promised to us, like we don't know that that's the new Kang that they're gonna get focused on Ramatut. So we got to justify it by casting somebody like Jonathan Majors of his Nubian hue.
Not Nubian hue. I never heard it. That's the first I've ever heard that before. If I hear it from anybody else, I'm gonna assume they were lurking in this chat. Yeah, and they heard it from you.
The blackety black, so to speak. I think that if you're gonna go the Ramatut route, I can see how you guys, the studio, could predict that this is gonna cause trouble. Gotta hire the black actor, but that's not what's happening. We've only seen him as He Who Remains. We've seen him as what was the last one?
Let's see. He Who Remains, Kang, Victor Tomley, Scarlet Centurion, Immortus, and Ramatut.
But who was the main one in Quantumania? That guy.
That was Kang. That was Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, that was the exiled one.
So they didn't do Ramatut yet, so that's why I think that's.
They did Ramatut at the end.
You saw him in the post credit scene.
Yeah, you see him in the post credit scene with the Pharaoh. Well, you know who that was.
Yeah,
and it looks very accurate. Look at that nose. That's the kind of that nose should have been on one of the statues they knocked out.
I was getting ready to say that's the one Napoleon didn't have blown off.
I was talking to someone in real life, and he was like, "Nah, bro, that's a myth. It's just it didn't stand the test of time. That's all that."
So why I was about to say, so why didn't the other features fall off during the test of time? Utterly Noah, what's up? Shout out to
you. Still got some of them out there trying
to
say that you still got some of them still trying to say that the pyramids landed here from space, like Martians planted those pyramids there.
I mean, I'm a Martian, so you know.
Okay, so yeah, we are talking Kang the Conqueror, and I just want to say that when it comes to race swaps, I always say it doesn't launch a black character, but allows for the studio to say we are using black talent, and they skate by another year or another decade, even if when it's reoccurring characters, they skate by without introducing mainstream with their resources, because there's not many Oprahs and Brian Allens out there who can with Hollywood
Robert S.
resources
Smiths.
You got Tyler Perry?
and Tyler Perry's, but with their Tyler Perry budgets are not that high. But the budgets that Hollywood is willing to give, they're gonna spend it, and they're wasting those resources if they're not launching, elevating black characters. If they're just like, well, if we just make this white guy black for this iteration, we get to satisfy people. And look, they're all gonna fight amongst themselves about race swaps, and I hate it. I think it's a psychic mind trick.
And then it's like a thing of, I call it the oh well we tried effect. Like they'll do something with a black character one time as a test run, and if it don't work, they say, oh well we tried. But if it's a like say a white character, they can mess up 100 times and still go back into the drawing board and saying, what did we do wrong these 100 times so we don't mess up 101st time?
Bingo. Full agreement here.
I mean, I'm trying to think of an example of, even though he's not Caucasian, look at how many opportunities and chances that M. Night shit on everything has received over the years. How many flops and WTFs has this man put out over the years, and he still manages to keep a job. I'm like, every time I said Hollywood should have been done with him after he came out with that trash Last
Avatar.
Airbender. Yes, that should have been the cap on his entire career. At that point, I didn't care what else he did before that. That was great. But that right there was absolutely atrocious. Let me tell you something. To prepare for watching that movie, I had never seen one episode of The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon up until that point. I decided, and I said it's amazing how the universes align, because they decided that Nickelodeon was going to marathon every episode leading up to the release of the movie. So I literally spent 2 weeks watching nothing but Nickelodeon, like one behind the other. I think they ran the episodes from like 8 in the morning to like 11 at night. And I watched every single episode from all 3 seasons and said, oh my God, how did I go the last how many years and not watch this show? This show is like one of the best animated series that has ever been put on television. I mean, the story, the writing, the characters, the arcs, like every character had an arc. And that's very rare that you give every character an arc. Usually they'll save that for the main character, the antagonist or something like that. But they gave every character an arc. And I go in and I watch this trash movie. That was probably one of the first movies I actually almost got up and walked out on in the middle of it. It was
about The Last Airbender.
Yes, the movie was that bad. And
Yeah,
then
it's hard.
fast forward to last year, well, maybe a couple years ago now, when Netflix announced that they were going to do a live action series of it for Netflix. And at that point, I'm saying to myself, okay, I don't want to get my expectations too high because I still have the remnants of that trash movie. Let me tell you something. Netflix knocked it out of the park. They knocked that first season out of the park, and I was so glad to find out that they got renewed for season 2 and 3, because that means now they can complete. Because that means that they can finish the story, because it's only 3 seasons. They don't need to go beyond 3. So I'm glad that that's happening. I can't wait to see what they're gonna bring. Like Netflix, I'm gonna just leave it right there. I already said what I gotta say.
All right, air, water, fire, earth. Which one do you choose?
As far as
air.
That's easy.
Air.
I'll be an airbender.
I would actually be an earthbender, mainly because of the way when Toph was able to metal bend. I said, "Oh, I'm locked in."
No, I ain't gonna lie.
When she was able to metal, and one thing that I did like is that all of the main characters had another side ability within their main ability. As you know,
Yeah.
Toph, she was an earthbender, but then we found out that she could bend metal, and we know metal is a part of earth. But when
I don't need metal if I
Katara,
can turn my water to ice.
but you know what? But you know what? But you know what? Chill, I'll give you that, because guess what? When we found out what Katara's special ability, when she was able to blood bend, when she was able to blood bend. And then he was he crazy. Hey, listen, Sokka did what he could with that boomerang.
Sokka was my boy.
He did what he could with that boomerang, and then he ended up with what's her name? What was her name? One of the Kyoshi warriors.
The Kyoshi.
Yeah, Suki. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And I like that they didn't make him. I'm glad that they didn't make him like Brock from Pokemon. I know Brock was like a simp. He was always chasing behind somebody. Suki actually
But it's Nurse
Sokka.
Jenny though. It's Nurse Jenny. There's every town has a bad Nurse Jenny. I gotta get one of them, and I'm not mad at them.
I don't mean to correct you and be that nerd, but it was Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy. And
Yeah, Nurse Joy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah. I'm tripping.
Every time he saw either one of them, he would start blushing.
It didn't matter. Nurse Joy, Officer Joy, he's trying to get on.
That's the only time. That's the only time Brock. Listen, that was probably the only time Brock got wide-eyed.
Yeah, Brock was like it was on sight. Yup.
Yeah.
It was all sight. And he had a little hue to him, so I already knew. He was like, hey, Joy, come here real quick.
I remember.
Yo,
Y'all remember when
jump
when they came out with the Pokemon first movie, and they and it was the little, I think it was a Dragonite had came and dropped off the little hologram, and it was a message, and Nurse Joy was the one giving the message, and Brock was the one saying, he said, "Hey, does this have a rewind button?" when the message was over.
Yo, I gotta give him props. They made my boy. They did my boy Brock real good. So that's my guy, man. I love Brock and Sokka is still with some of my favorite anime male just side characters because they were funny, they're relatable, and hey, you gotta shoot your shot. If you gotta sit in the gym and shoot 100 free throws, 100 3-pointers, hey, I gotta shoot it. They were shooters.
The super chat comes from I'm Too Fly. He says, I feel Netflix Avatar was rough. Acting was too stiff. Katara had a bad actress. A poor actress, a lower than average actress. That could be due to age. That could be due to because they tried to cast quote unquote accurately. Maybe there weren't many options. That
was the issue I had with the movie. I mean, you want to talk about something that was rough. That was terrible. I mean, the casting was bad. The acting was bad. The camera angles. I don't know what M. Night was doing with these close-up shots. And then they tried to make the movie 3D. Even that was bad. I'm like, and that was at the time when 3D was like on the rise of them doing a lot of movies in 3D. Because I think that was coming off of the success of Avatar and how great the 3D was in that. I said Avatar, in my opinion, is the only movie I will pay for in 3D. I don't think I will sit in any other movie that has a 3-dimensional feature there unless it's Avatar, because James Cameron knows how to do 3D correctly with that.
M. Night Shyamalan doesn't know how to pronounce Aang's name correctly.
What in the world? I almost walked out on that alone. I was like, wait a minute. I did not spend 2 weeks watching this show to hear them call this kid Aang every episode for me to go into this theater and watch them call him Ong. And then I forgot, I think they had interviewed him and asked him why did he change the pronunciation of the name. And he said some dumb crap. And I said, get this man out of here. You don't just switch up like that.
His name is Shyamalan. You know he gets that mispronounced all the time. So if someone was going to be like, hey, we got to get names right.
That's why I call him M. Night Shit on everything. That should be his name.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I think Blue call him M. Night Shyamalan. One of them is either Blue or Rashad or M. Night
But yeah,
Shyamalan.
but how this man keeps a job? Like whenever I see a movie preview or a trailer and it says directed by or an M Night film, I'm like, oh god, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. Now, I think the last movie that I watched of his that actually was good was The Visit. I think that was the last good movie I saw from him. Old was terrible. Glass was mid.
Split.
I didn't like.
Did he do
I
that?
didn't like that.
Split was
first
actually
one.
good. Split was pretty good. Split was
I didn't
pretty
like
good.
the first
But
one.
he-
What was the
but he-
What was the first one
but,
called?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. I didn't like that.
But Split was pretty good though, and that's mainly because, in my opinion, of James McAvoy, his performance was so good, like very good.
Split was decent.
Soon as my man said they called me Mr. Glass, I was out. I need to hear.
I said,
They call me Glass, mother.
I said, how dare you do Sam Jackson like this?
Yeah, I need Sam Jackson to be like, comic books, mother. Do you read them?
And
Nah,
that
I'm
is
joking,
the
I'm
next
joking.
topic here. Today, we're doing comic books, as you saw in the beautiful thumbnail. T'Challa is king again? What the hell did I mean by that? Well, spoiler alert for the latest issue of Imperial. You see that dude in the middle of Torian's avatar there? Yeah. Lead character of this Imperial 4-issue space intergalactic comic book series written by Jonathan Hickman, who is unarguably the top writer in Marvel. Inarguably.
Most definitely.
They refer to him in this as a king. I think they called Hulk a warlord, and they give everyone a little name. They call him the king. Okay, that's the first thing to look at, right? Putting respect on the man's name. As us comic book readers, we know that 2 years ago they made it where T'Challa said, "I don't want to be king anymore," or some dumb stuff like that. We all hated it. And they kept that until this issue, because Shuri, as she's talking, says, where is it? It says, and expecting that to be done by politicians, well, that requires trusting them to not see themselves as secret little aristocrats themselves. What a perfect dream that is, and upon waking, a total nightmare. So, we have returned to the old ways, and there T'Challa stands, born and raised to be the strong man. A choice had to be made, and my brother made it. This man,
I love it.
This man is king again.
Love
It
to
was
see it.
undone. I want to say celebration, yeah, but we're not really leveling up. We're more so we're down
Going
here.
back to status quo.
Yeah,
It's
we're,
like a
we're at
little,
a
it's
neutral.
like it's a little spark, you know, a little spark.
Yeah. So I'll be a little bit happy. About it.
Not a full blown
With-
Jubilee from X-Men performance.
Right. But let's think about it like this. How many years have we been dealing with the bull crap that's been coming with T'Challa? You know what I mean? In the comics, no matter
5
who's
years.
writing them. I'm not saying Dr. Eve Ewan's run was just horrible, but it didn't get back to status quo, and that's what everybody kept asking about. They was making it more Batman. We was going back in the past. We were looking at his grandfather or great grandfather. We're not dealing with him, and I understood that, Chill, when we were doing the reviews on the comic book. We're not getting back to status quo, and what about him and him being the focus and him being king and dealing with the politics of being king. And we're not getting back to that, so it sucks.
Stark says it sucks, and I agree that we have to celebrate a black hero getting back to the status he was created under. Antoine says hopefully he'll get more respect in the comics. You know who wasn't editing this? That was editing the e-viewing? Will Moss was not the editor here. Some of the big decisions, like status quo changing or status changing, I should say, they're done by the editor. The writer is just working within the limits that they have. So
Yeah.
this was Jonathan Hickman, but also whoever was editing it wasn't Will Moss. Wasn't going through, you can't do that, he needs to be down. Okay, so the next page, he's talking to his sister. He's on the right, she's on the left. As you know, Quill got there before you did. He's smarter than he looks, and there might be a bit more of his father in there than most think. Also, Nova's going to be a problem for someone. Do what you can, but not directly. Of course so. Dare I ask? Ask whatever you want, Shuri. Listen to this shit. Listen to this. I have publicly named you consul. So you have the right, and as my blood, you have the privilege. Let me tell you about how smart that was. I've publicly named you my counsel. So you can't turn back on it. It's not something privately that happened. You can't reverse this Will Moss in your next comic book. He said he's publicly named you the counsel. Boom. And then the next words are that it's a privilege. You have the right. And as my blood, you have the privilege. So now you're leveling up and you're boosting Shuri so that they can't say that you're not respecting her, so to speak. Like, that's smart on him because he's predicting what they're going to try to use against him to try to reverse it. He knows that the movies right now are using Shuri right now, and she's the focus. And he's like, nah, we're not doing that. But I'm going to say it in the nicest way. It's like when you're at work and you know how they have these BS promotions. Hey, now you're the assistant manager and your name tag is in bolder letters, and you're the assistant manager. Your pay went up by 35 cents. Like, you get it? Like, that's what he was just doing with Shuri. Your assistant manager, Shuri. But basically, don't come in here saying that you're going to be the king or queen next writer, because I've set that in place.
Right.
And then the last page that I have to show here on this presentation is when Shuri says that he's expecting me. And he says, well, it's done, my king, referring to him as my king. You guys are probably focusing on the king part, but he's my king. And that is what I'm talking about. Jonathan Hickman is the man. He is no clown. No clowning around.
What I've always loved about Hickman doesn't give a crap about a lot of what the editors are talking about. He's going to do what he do. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to give him respect on that. Number two, you did what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? You did what you're supposed to do. You didn't beat around the bush. We didn't hear any, I wanted to. Nope. King. That's all we want, King. You know what I mean? So the Black Panther lives.
Actually, we have a new player that has entered the building.
Surprise! Got done trick or treating, y'all. What's going on?
What up? What's
up? Shit, our last people at our house, finally getting it settled down. Good to be here. Thanks for holding it down, Dre Mac, Torian. Appreciate y'all for sure.
No problem.
What we into? What we talking? I know we're probably talking about Jonathan Hickman, right?
You forgot to say it.
Yeah.
Bust down, Pantheonas.
Yeah, we did some Avatar. We did some Hickman. Let's stick with Hickman. Are you aware of what happened in Imperial issue 4 with Jonathan Hickman?
I know that he is that he, being T'Challa, is king again, and there's a segment of folks who are jeering that. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Let them hate.
If they hate, let them hate.
Tis what tis.
That's a fact, Culture Mate. I need to hurry up and get this shit off, to be honest with you. We'll be okay.
You committed. You got to do it all the way through, whole stream. Any more on the Hickman stuff? On you want him to do an ongoing series? What do you think of T'Challa? Are you optimistic? 616 T'Challa.
So, I think that the fact that when we get a writer with Hickman's gravity, we revert back to normal. It gratifies what I already.
Oh, damn.
Oh shit! Try to take me out. It gratifies what I've been saying about that character already. That it's not just it needs to be a male character. It's not just it doesn't work if it's a male protagonist. We show up to Black Panther for T'Challa, right? And if you're a writer worth half your salt, that's understood, and it doesn't really need to be explained to you. Even a writer who had her own viewpoint or her own story arc that she wanted to go with T'Challa still didn't take the particular King route, but still was centering that character as the main focus. We went all the way out of the Crown City, and we still, we still had some sort of resemblance of a T'Challa story. And so for me, that crosses over into any medium. I think if you're going to tell Black Panther stories without T'Challa, you're doing the project a disservice. So shout out to Hickman for reasserting that, for reaffirming that. You know what I'm saying? To normalizing not what we've been seeing from T'Challa over the last couple of runs, but the fact that no, this is the ruler of Wakanda. It doesn't seem to be a problem with Odin and Thor and Asgard. Like we're cool with their version of heaven being a monarchy. We're fine with that, right? But then here on Earth, oh, we gotta live democratically everywhere, or else it's it ain't right. I don't really get the anti-monarchy thing about Black Panther.
And I've always looked at. I'm sorry, my fault.
I wasn't gonna do anything but destroy. I was gonna be very destructive and mention the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and that monarchy because me and him were doing it the other week. Go ahead, Dre.
My thing was I think the best writing that I've seen when it comes to Black Panther is when you're dealing with the structure of Wakanda under a monarchy and you get into the Game of Thrones type of dealings where Killmonger, let's be real, in Priest and in Reginald Huntland's run, they thought that they could take him and Shuri. Hey, I could rule Wakanda better than him, especially in Priest. In Priest run, it was really Killmonger was another Wakandan who was just as smart, just as strong. Oh, and said I can rule it better, and and actually ruled it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, until T'Challa came back. But it was still. That's what it should have been about. It should have been a kingship, and how this thing is run. Who's trying to take over? Trying to be king. We should be dealing with those type of politics. Like we do with Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Minus the incest. And I still think it's better stories like that. That's just me personally. I think there's better stories when we're singling it out like that.
Yeah,
it's not just you personally with the incest.
No. Oh, definitely. Listen, that's why as bad as that last was. No, it wasn't the last season. I think it was at the end of season 7 of Game of Thrones. We was holding out hope that Jon Snow was not going to sleep with Dany.
With his auntie?
With his auntie, yep.
With Auntie Dragon.
Granted, in the show, he didn't know that was his aunt. But when us as the audience knowing and seeing that actually it happened, it was like, damn, John was like one of the last people to not engage in that type of behavior. But here we are, and it's like now the cycle is complete.
You know that in real life that his wife was the same girl, Notting Jon Snow, Rose Leslie.
Yeah. What is her name? Ygritte. She was a wildling.
Yes, she was. Yeah, I think that also affected the way I saw it, and I shouldn't, because we should be able to separate actors and characters. But I'm like, nah, bro, you met your true love. I saw it.
This is crazy.
Was that a Umar? What do you mean?
Stop.
This is not a Umar.
They forced the whole Dany and John thing on us. It was too late in the series for us to take it seriously.
Yeah.
And then, again, we watched it. We knew the whole time, like, no, that's your aunt, bro. You a Targaryen. You the prince that was promised. It's supposed to be you, not her. And whole time, we going through this thing. Oh, woman can't be king. Woman can't be king. Woman can't be king. All of a sudden, it's John and Dany, and it's like, oh, he got to bow down. He got to. She got the dragon. She got the dragon. It's like, hold on, man. Why y'all didn't just coalesce behind John?
And what irked me even more than that part was the lead up when every week that came on, and it annoyed us that they kept having Dany do this, was her asking John, well, not even asking him, but telling him to bend the knee. And we was like, if you don't shut up about that bending the damn knee.
I was about to say, man, he got you soldiers. he got you his legitimacy in the North. Like, he doing you a lot of good. Why don't you just shut up and let him have his stuff? If you don't bend the knee. But that was also, right, a part of the whole, that last season 8 of turning her into the Mad Targaryen. That was that was the theme for that entire series was, like, with the Targaryen flip of a coin.
That was the key to her actually doing it. Like, she needed that to happen.
But also, I didn't feel like.
Unfortunately, he did.
Yeah, y'all went 5.5 seasons showing a completely different character, and then tried to convince us that she was crazy the whole time. Nuh-uh. When she was killing them slavers, Where was that? In not Madripoor. That's a different place. Marine. She was killing them slavers in Marine. She should have killed them slavers in Marine. When she burnt down that house of crazy witches where all the dead call queens go, or the old call queens after their call dies, she should have burnt that place to the ground. Like, that doesn't make her a tyrant. What made her a tyrant was burning King's Landing to the ground. That was what made her a tyrant.
Europe. Burning Europe to the ground makes you bad. But all the other places in the world, it's okay.
Here go chill.
That was in the show. There goes chill. Notice better. They messed that last season up. Mm-hmm.
They really did.
Yeah, she was the breaker of chains. They turned her. They made her into this like the white savior lady, right? And then tried to strip it all away like she been the villain. I'm like, hold on, man. Y'all not about to fool me. I know what I've been watching all these times.
Right. They really did mess up the last season.
Scream 7?
Let's do it.
Am I excited?
Excitement levels out of 10. I'm at 1.
I would say
6.
I'm at about 4.
What is this out of?
10.
I mean, he did say.
I had to ask because he said once. That's why I had to say out of. Because it could have been out of 5.
It's a 1 out of 10. I would say that I'm about a 4 because I think they're just
that she ended up getting fired ahead of them working on the 7th Scream film, which is why Scream 7 is coming out at the time that it is. Because Scream 7, I think, was supposed to come out this year. But when they fired their main character, because she was the new lead, when they fired her, and then you have Jenna Ortega leave in solidarity. So now your main lead and your co-lead are gone.
They pivoted all the way back.
Then on top of that, I literally said before I had made that video, the worst thing that could happen is that they lose their director. And what happened like a week or so later, their director left. I was like, this movie is now in a free fall. And I said to myself, if y'all saw how Scream 6 ended, that would have been a solid ending. They didn't even have to make a Scream 7. If you see how Scream 6 ended, that was the perfect ending for the entire Scream franchise, in my honest opinion.
You don't think, Torian, that was a cliffhanger? Scream 6? You don't think that was leading them off to potentially seeing it from the killer's aspect in the next movie?
I mean, well, we'll never know now.
Yeah, we'll never know.
And the thing is, I actually started to grow to like both of their characters. I started to like that. Okay, we don't need Sydney anymore. We can gradually move into this new direction with these two main characters, these two leads, because both of them were holding their own, especially in that 6th one. Like, I mean, she was going in. So it would have been interesting to see what direction that would have happened, but now we'll never know. And that's why they had to bring Neve Campbell back into the fold. And Neve Campbell was probably sitting this, and that's why that's why Neve Campbell didn't do the 6th one, because they weren't trying to pay her enough. That's why you didn't see her character at all in the 6th one. You just
it was like Sydney sitting this one out. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. Because she said, y'all not paying me enough, so like, why bother? But you know what? I'm glad, it kind of worked out, because then we didn't have to focus on her too much, and then focus on the new two main characters. And it worked. Like, they found a way to make it work, and now they have to pivot and bring Neve Campbell back in, and they have to break the bank because they have to pay her more. This is
beyond money.
To bring this back in.
This is to course correct. This is to, as much as you love those two, Melissa and Jenna's characters, the studio Spyglass loves Israel more. So they're going to do everything they can, nostalgia bomb, everything possible to make sure that, you see, we can still do the Scream thing, and it pays not to be for the Palestinians. So this is a quote from Jenna. The Melissa stuff was happening, and it was all kind of falling apart, she said. It had nothing to do with pay or scheduling, Ortega revealed to the magazine. Ortega dropped out of the film just one day after Spyglass Media fired Brera. While Ortega didn't explicitly mention Palestine, the timing and context of her exit had been widely interpreted as an act of solidarity.
I kind of figured that.
She's one of the signatories to Artists for Ceasefire. So what she's not going to do is give you guys a quote that you can point at and say, you see, she's a gangster. She's not gonna give you guys that, but we know what it was. And so yeah, it's deep, and I'm happy that a lot of people are talking about this movie in that light and why they.
Yeah, that's why they said they want. That's why some people said they were going to boycott it because of that. And I said like you. I said y'all fired her for that. When I first heard about that, I said, okay, what did she do that was so egregious that you fired your lead character for a franchise that you were revamping for a new generation that was work? It's not like it was flopping. The movies made money, and then you got to think when they did Scream, they released it in January. I always call January the dump month because that's the month where they release movies that don't really make money like that. But I've been finding over the years, some have broken that mold, such as Bad Boys for Life, and then that Scream movie that came out in 2022. And you fired your lead, and I said there and said to myself, what did she do that was so bad that you had to fire her? And when they said what it said, I said that was your reasoning.
You just called it the dump month. Last year, one of them days with Kiki and with SZA happened in January.
Another example.
Next year, Children of Blood and Bone is supposed to come in January. The movie. Sorry,
just call it dump month.
Yeah, that's the dump month. Children of Blood and Bone coming out.
Did it say 2027?
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2 years.
God damn.
January 15th.
But yeah, I think though January was used to always be seen as that month where movies that the studios didn't care too much about, they said, "Oh, just release them in January."
Look at this.
January and February. February's like that too.
February, on the other hand, has literally like completely pivoted like to becoming a huge moneymaker month.
This is an amazing. Like even the third row, if you got
now, the cast alone for this is going to push that movie for sure.
Yeah,
they got to get out though. They got to get out because I think one thing that we've learned over the last 4 or 5 years is that when you have lazy leads, or when you have leads that you can't push because of controversies or cases or shit like that, that really harms the rollout for your film. When your star can't get out there and promote, the guy that's going to be all over the trailers is going to be through 90% of the film. It hurts you when they can't get out and talk to people and interface and stuff like that, especially if it looks like you hiding. That's almost like a smoke signal to the audience, like, okay, something's wrong with this production. Yeah. And people have sniffed that kind of stuff out.
They also got to change the title of the movie from Children of Blood and Bone. That's not PG. It may give the wrong, because parents are supposed to bring their kids to this fantasy stuff, right?
Is it going to be a PG movie? This has got to be at least PG-13, right?
Yes. It's a trilogy of books called the Legacy of Orisha trilogy. Say the movie is called Orisha #1. It's not too late to change the title of the movie.
Oh no, I like it. I like Children of the Blood and Bone.
Yeah.
It gives it gravitas. It gives it some feel to it.
It makes people want to go like see something like that. Like, what's this going to be about with this title?
It's like a declaration. Right. It's like you sound like you part of a tribe or something.
Am I on Jupiter right now? Children.
No, I hear you. I hear you. It's a risky title for sure, but I think you take the risk and make people assimilate to your thinking about it instead of assimilating to whatever everybody already thinks about it now. Because if everybody hasn't seen it, they may prejudge it, watch it later, and be like, "Oh no, this is legit." But if you change the name and that spikes the interest, that may hurt you even more.
Watch it later. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say this is still a best-selling book with that name. We can't do the Philosopher's Stone to the Sorcerer's Stone like they did in Harry Potter. We got to continue with if that's the name of the book and people are coming because they know the books, keep it the name of the books.
Book readers would know the name of this movie no matter what. They're book readers. They would know if they called it.
And they're going to be the first ones to go complain that the book is not called The Children of Blood and Bone.
I just said it's called the Legacy of Orisha trilogy.
Yeah, but the Legacy of Orisha trilogy, #1, Children of Blood and Bones. #1, Children of Blood and Bones.
How about just
Bones? Okay, let me ask you, Chu. So if the second movie is not Children of Blood and Bone, but it just follows the title of the second book.
Legacy of Orisha 2.
No,
No.
Children
I'm
of
saying
Blood
what's
and
the
Goddamn
name of the
Bones.
second book? What if they? It's not Children of Blood.
Children
The
of
book is my
Anguish.
book is upstairs.
And Anarchy.
So if can we go with that title, or do we got to go with Arisha too?
Well, you wouldn't do Children of Virtue and Vengeance either, because you just stick with the theme.
Ooh, I like that.
What's the
Dude,
name
the
of it?
titles
What's
are
the name of it?
fine. Keep it the titles because we gotta stop. We gotta stop doing that. We always assimilate to what somebody else is doing and not sticking to what the hell got us to the door in the first place. The Children of Blood and Bones got us to the door. Keep it the Children of Blood and Bones. They call his mama named them Clay. I'ma call them Clay.
Kendrick Lamar did not like us at the Super Bowl, but we didn't say, "Oh, he's got to say every
Wait.
word." We
Hey,
understood.
you see what it said? Hey Drake,
Hey, he said
I
them
heard you
all.
like 'em
He
young.
like them young.
I heard you like him young.
Hey,
Nah, we not changing
minor.
nothing.
He didn't say the
Don't
swear
change
words
nothing.
though. He said he tamed it down. It was a
This is the
6
Super
p.m.
Bowl
That's an
versus-
FCC thing. He
Yeah,
couldn't.
this is the Super Bowl versus
He
going
wasn't
into the
trying to get
movies.
CBS charged.
Right.
Right.
This is
Super
not
chat.
how they changed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in Europe. We're not changing the
What?
title. Yeah. In
Hero
Europe, they
Turtle?
called it Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles because
Who's
ninja
watching that?
was banned. The word ninja was
You
banned
can't say
in
ninja?
Europe. And that's the reason why that they didn't use their weapons in the show.
See, Chill, the look on your face is exactly the one we had just right now
No,
when you said you wanted to change the title.
Man,
Don't
what?
even do the show if they can't use weapons.
What's
This is
wrong
what
with
I'm
Ninja?
talking- This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So
Stamina
no,
just
we're
confirmed
not
it.
gonna
and
change
Stamina
it.
just confirmed it in the chat because he's over.
Yeah,
it, so
Stamina.
he
What's up,
knows.
Stamina MC?
I don't
He
care.
knows.
We got
Mommy
Teenage-
and daddy are bringing 9-year-olds in one hand and their 7-year-old in the
I
other.
don't think.
And they're at
I
the
don't.
movie
I
theaters
honestly
because
don't think
what-
9-year-olds
what are we
is coming
gonna
to go
see
see
here
the Children
at
of
the
Blood.
Stamina, bro.
multiplex?
Explain this,
We've
bro.
got
Why you
this
can't
movie that's
say
called
ninja?
Mario. We've got this movie
I
that's
like to know
called
that too.
Children of Blood and Bone. And the 9-year-old says, "I want that one, Children, Blood and Bone." Parents go look at each other, they give each other the side eye, and they go, "Oh, what
I'm a
about this one
parent.
instead? It's
Hold
animated."
up. You're talking
Trust
to
me,
a
them kids
parent.
probably watched worse.
Yeah. Dude, I went to go see Nightmare on Elm Street 3 when I was 8. I went to go see
Your
Child's Play.
experience doesn't like mean my scenario I just gave you won't happen. There's people who looked at Sinners and said, "Sinners? I don't like sinning."
Well,
That's
But look how
horrible."
well Sinners did in spite of that, though. And you're right. There were a bunch of
There were
like
more.
ultra Christians who were like put off by some of the Tony message and
forget
Sinners,
there were.
and it still was
The title,
insanely
the title.
successful.
Not the message, the title. Sinners?
Yeah.
Sin.
But you gotta Perk Minded said it. You gotta be like Michael Jordan and F them kids. Ain't nobody getting shoes today. I will shoot this gym out. Ain't nobody getting no shoes today.
Do you think children haven't heard the words blood or bone? I think the parents, if they're making a decision between a title called that versus something more tame, they're the deciders. They're the ones
Look,
spending the money.
There were so chill. There were so Christian people who got pissed off at Harry Potter, no matter what it was.
Harry
'Cause
Potter?
They said it was demonic. So no matter what you name it, no matter people are going to complain regardless. I'd rather complain on my own merit, but people complain, and I'm standing on 10 toes with my product. You ought to say, because you gonna complain about it or not, whatever. I don't care. But I'd rather be successful in my own product and stand on that than anything else.
We don't all have to be right. Still, there you go, reaching for shit again.
Just put it in the chat.
My nephew started watching Attack on Titan at 9. That's too young, Perk. That's too young for Attack on Titan.
Dude, I went to go see Coming to America at what was it? I was 9. And you know,
I seen Joanna
15
Man
minutes
when I
in-
was like 8. That don't mean I was supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, my uncle and auntie took me though. They were my parents.
You guys are
So-
talking about what happens in the movies, and I'm just talking about the title.
I mean,
But this is applicable, right? Those are movies that we wasn't necessarily supposed to be walking into, and we did in spite of it.
Child's
children-
Play. Let's
Yeah,
give Child's
Children of
Play.
Blood and Bone is I feel like milder than any one of the other movies that we was just naming. So like,
Yeah.
Joanna Man?
I mean, there's movies all throughout history
Joanna Man.
that have had names that have been
How is
maybe pushing the line. When I was younger, there was Dirty Dancing. But
Yeah.
there's lots of films. There's lots of films, but look how, like they said, look how good those films go on to do.
Hold on, time out. And I don't mean to be age doxing anybody. Did you say when I was young they called it Dirty Dancing?
No, I said when I was younger, they also had the film Dirty Dancing that my mom didn't want me to watch.
Hold on, let me see when Dirty Dancing came out exactly.
It's
So-
the
I'm about to
80s.
say, what,
I think
87?
Like in the late, like the late 80s.
I'm about to
Okay,
say,
all right,
I
that's
think it was
acceptable.
87.
That's acceptable.
Super chat.
I think it was late 70s.
See, as the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer.
Chill is so petty.
He was so super petty for that.
he put that on there as white as Michael Salk, and all I heard was a little bit of words and just cut right.
Yeah, no, he just cut right into me. It's all good.
Usually when someone goes into the search, it means there's going to be some dead air for a second. So I thought I should put the super chat for I'm Too Fly. Better franchise, Bad Boys or Rush Hour? I say Rush Hour. Bad. Ooh.
Shower.
Bad Boys.
Better
As a franchise, Bad Boys. Now there are better Rush Hour. There's a better Rush Hour movie in their trilogy than all of the
Second,
Bad
I
Boys.
agree.
But as a trilogy, it's Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rush Hour 2 is a classic.
Rush Hour 2 is a classic over all of them. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rush Hour 2, Bad Boys 2. That's close. It's close.
Yeah, 'cause Bad Boys 2
Ooh,
was fire.
is it though?
It's close.
That was
Is it
fire.
close?
I don't know
It's
how
close.
though.
Rush
I don't
Hour
know
2.
how
I
close.
think Rush Hour
Hey,
2.
Bad Boys 2 is a classic
Listen,
movie, period.
they
So y'all can
when
fight
Bad
me on
Boys
that.
2 came out, they threw Michael Bay a bank vault, not a bag, but a bank vault.
A bank vault.
But you can't beat Rush Hour 2 though, where they was
Nah.
like, he
Yeah,
ain't
Rush
coming
Hour
back
2
for
was
Rush Hour-
good. No
He
discount.
ain't coming back for Rush Hour 2.
In town, on town, to the on skeet.
Damn, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
Yeah, he gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
I shoot you in the head since you did it by accident.
I mean, there's too many quotable lines. I think there's more quotable lines in Rush Hour 2 than it is in Bad Boys 2. And Bad Boys 2 got some lines.
They
Yo, we
do.
They
can
got
do
some
that.
lines.
The devil is not welcome here.
But listen, Bad Boys 2 had everybody and their mama woo-sighing like crazy.
Woosah. Woosah, Mike. Woosah.
But Rush Hour 2 had everybody talking about, now which one of y'all kicked me?
Your FBI.
Oh,
Let me see it again.
Remember when, also too when
I ain't get a
also
good
too
look
when
at that.
also too when she said, Agent Carter, this is your city. Yeah, this is my titty. I mean my
This is my
city.
titty. My city.
I mean, there's super quotable lines in Rush Hour 2.
What did
Why
Jackie
you say it was a
It's a
bomb?
mix.
I didn't say it was a bomb. You said it was a bomb. I said
No.
she was the bomb. She is the
When
bomb.
he was like, when he said, "I'll bitch slap you back to Africa," classic, classic. I don't care what nobody says, classic.
Yeah, Rush Hour 2 is
And no matter what and no matter what Rush Hour movie it is, they always going to give Chris Tucker an opportunity to imitate Michael Jackson. No
Exactly.
matter what. It's
Only.
almost like it's baked into the contract that he has to do a Michael Jackson impersonation.
Carter. He said, "Come on."
Hey man, I gotta do Michael one time, man.
But that opening, the Bad Boys 2.
The opening of Bad Boys 2 was fire. I'll give you that. It's fire.
It's so funny. He
It's-
said,
it's-
"Oh."
He shot him.
He
He shot
said,
him
"Now,
in
sir."
the ass.
He couldn't. What did he say? Now, sir. He couldn't. What did he say? He had to be a nigga too. What did he say?
No, I give you that. The beginning of Bad Boys is fire.
It's
But-
close, man. Bad Boys
But it's
2
close.
and Rush Hour
Bad Boys
2 is
and Rush Hour
close.
2 is very close. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So
Oh, Culture Made tripping. He bugging out. He said Rush Hour 1 better than Rush Hour 2. Yeah, I can't get down with that one. Although I really do like Rush Hour 1, but Rush Hour 2 is
I like Rush Hour 1, but Rush Hour 2 it hit different.
It really does. It really
What they
does.
said, all he wanted was some mushu. And I felt him on that.
What did you say before I played the super chat? Remember you looked something up?
Eton Bonsky.
Oh, I was trying to figure out how old Darius was based on his Dirty Dancing reference.
Not born in the 80s.
Don't do that like that, though. Damn. Don't do that like that. Not born in the 80s. Shit. Old son of a bitches. Don't do it like that. I feel the same way.
No. Dirty Dancing was just one that my cousins really liked, and every time they
Holy
would put it
shit.
on, my mom would say I couldn't watch that, or I couldn't watch Blue Lagoon. You know, Blue Lagoon with
The surfer chicks.
the surfer,
Oh, yeah.
the two surfers. They get stranded on the island or whatever, but they're naked the whole damn film.
Oh,
Yeah.
trust me.
Again,
Purple Rain.
that's the contents of the movie. I just like the titles themselves. Blue Lagoon, not so
But
much.
Children
Dirty
of Blood
Dancing, I
and
guess.
Bone. we had Children of the Corn. We have children. Children just
The corn.
no. I don't think that's as bad as you're making it seem. Like, cause you don't want to just PG or G-rate something.
I'm actually not making it bad. It's more so you guys making it seem badder than I'm saying. I'm saying
It's
that
not bad.
title
It's-
Legacy of Arisha
because
more tame
it's
and would
a
attract.
teen book. It's not a children's book. It's a teen book. That's not a Harry Potter book. I have, me and you both about the books. It's not a Harry Potter book. It's deep. It's way more adult than that. So no, Children of Blood and Bones. Keep it, book it, pop, put a stamp on it.
I also think Arisha is harder to say for people.
Get out of here, bro.
You know, we got to think about
You're
who
watching
I don't
that
wanna talk
Arisha.
about.
who we
That's
talking
what we're
about here. We
doing,
talking about a
Neil?
bunch of
I
people
can't
with
stand
dead
Dre.
tongues.
I
Are
do.
we-
He's back
Arisha.
on, Dre.
We're going to see Harisha. Hey, man,
I ain't
quit.
got to
Y'all
see
made
that
him tap
Harisha.
out. Y'all made him tap out.
No, he had to. He even said he had to go.
He
said,
did
yeah,
say that. He actually stayed over longer than he was supposed to.
Yeah. A restore.
So what have we talked about so far? We talked about Hickman. We talked
Yeah.
about
Talking about
talked about
Kang, we talked about
Seven.
the Kang,
Talked about Kang.
7.
What's going on with Kang? What happened with Kang?
I'm glad I was late per usual, because sounds like Chill was on his chillmonger shit, and I'm glad I missed it.
Let's start it back up. What happened with Kang? Let's talk about it. What happened?
No, we was just talking about. So he brought up Jeremy Renner being on the Breakfast Club, and I brought up the fact is that why was Jeremy Renner on the Breakfast Club if it wasn't? This is just me.
Jeremy Renner was on the Breakfast Club with Charlotte.
Exactly. Now,
Mhm.
let me just say this. This is my tinfoil hat. But let's just say that they brought up Jonathan Majors during the whole entire interview. Or well, not entire interview, but in the segment of the interview. And it was talking about Jeremy Renner's situation and how he got a pass, but Jonathan didn't. Now, I'm putting on the tinfoil hat. I don't know nothing. But I got a feeling, but I don't know. You're not going to bring up a situation with Marvel and your boy is Charlemagne. And if there's no engagement on trying to see if Kang is going to come back.
Wait. Walk me. Okay, I'm missing something. Walk me through
Okay, my fault.
what's going on. Jeremy Renner, first of all, on the Breakfast
Is
Club.
on the Breakfast Club. But if you notice,
Discussing Marvel?
discussing Marvel, discussing his other show,
Mayor
discussing
Kingstown.
his incident-
Mayor Kingstown.
Yeah, Mayor Kingstown. Discussing this the incident that happened, with his legs and stuff like that,
right.
All of that. But they brought up Kang,
Jonathan.
or they brought up the character of Kang and Jonathan Majors. Now, I don't know if you guys checked out Emergency Awesome, New Rock Stars. Everybody's been bringing up this, this leak about, Kang Dynasty was supposed to have this. They're supposed to, the Beyonder Kang, whatever, so on and so forth. That's been going on for a couple weeks now. And let me just say, I just got a text and about why they keep bringing this up is all I got. Why they keep bringing this up, and then all of a sudden Jeremy Renner is on the Breakfast Club and they bring up Jonathan Majors again.
So let me ask you, Dre.
That they're engaging in talks about bringing them back, and they're trying to, gauge what the audience wants. What does the audience
reception.
want?
So to ask you to follow up on your point, would that mean that Jeremy Renner is plugged in with Jonathan, or Charlemagne is plugged in with Jonathan?
Charlemaine is
which
plugged
one
in
of them
with
would have to
Jonathan.
be Charlemagne?
Charlemagne is
Okay,
plugged in.
gotcha.
Charlemagne and Jonathan working on a lot of projects together on the back half is a producer, executive producer, all of that stuff, writer.
Okay.
They're doing a lot of stuff on the back end.
So here's a follow-up to the follow-up. If this was some sort of coordinated, let's get it out there, or you know what? Let's not even do it that way. If Jonathan Majors is coming back for Avengers Doomsday, does it suit him better for that to be a big viral surprise, or for him to slowly leak it throughout the media so that people are anticipating it going into the movie?
To me personally, I would rather it be a surprise. When we go to the movies, you go see it because it's going to generate the most amount of buzz that Marvel has had in a long time. With an F, he's a surprise character. Jonathan ain't hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be in this movie." Don't tell no. Well, for one, I wouldn't tell y'all, but you know, because I'm not about to get beat up. You see, you got some big brother, so he ain't beat me up. So. But I would rather it be a surprise. Number one, I believe Robert. This is just me personally. Y'all can tell me what y'all think. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. alone, being just the big bad of that movie, is going to generate the buzz that it's looking for.
Hey, Dre, where do you be at when I be having these conversations, fam? When I be trying to tell them to edge their conversation of their expectations about Doomsday, where you be at?
I work.
I mean, getting
this
at work.
Get that money. But understand where I'm coming from. And I've said this. One thing about Jonathan Majors and Robert Downey Jr., what they're in acting wise, they're good at conversation. They're getting when you have conversation on screen and you have that chemistry, you could be able to bring out a lot of emotions within said character to make you want to root for them or hate their their effing guts, right? So you get these two characters on screen, and you have the dialogue, especially how Kang was in Ant-Man and the Wasp before they ruined it at the end. Is going to, I'm trying to tell you, the battle of the minds, the battle of the wits, especially if he becomes a Beyonder. If he goes in that proximity chamber, and I talked about this on the show the other day or today, if he goes into the proximity chamber, that's what that was, where he got sucked into his portal, and he comes out a Beyonder, a man that's of time now. I can control all elements of time, like Kane's supposed to do, like he's supposed to be. And then Doom defeats him. Number one, it ends all of what Jonathan was trying to do. He just wants to, finish that story up. You know what I mean? He loves the character. He wants to finish the story and go on about his business, right? Number two, that will make more cachet for Kang. Because for Doom, it's just like when Hulk got the crap beat out of him by Thanos. When we see that, we all say, "Oh snap, it's gonna be totally different." You're going to have to do the same thing for Dr. Doom. You're not just going to have him, grabbing Franklin, and no, it's got to be something. And the biggest something is for Kane to come back.
I agree. I
don't think that Kang. I think they go through. This is what I'm expecting, because they don't leak this stuff for no reason. To me, if you have Kang, you already got the Council of Kangs. What you can do is have him battle the Council of Kangs with Doombots or whatever, big battle, all of that. We already talked about the Universal war in Loki season 1 and season 2, or the multiversal war. Now you have the multiversal war with Dr. Doom. Now, you know what I mean? You can still have that and have that be the big climax of your movie. And while Doom think he destroyed all of these, then the Beyonder Kang comes out. You can lead that into Secret Wars. So now you got Emperor Doom going to Secret Wars like they did in the comics. There's certain ways you could do it, but I don't think him coming in the beginning of the movie and just killing them, that's going to ruin. Nobody's going to want to see that. We're going to boo that. So, me personally, I do for T'Challa, but
I think there's some potential for Jonathan Majors making like a brief cameo, or at least them recreating his not his direct likeness, but like showing the back of his head or something like that. Because it just is an open-ended plot thread for us to pivot from Kang to Doom. They have to address it in some kind of way. Now, how deep into that do they actually get? For them to get into some of the stuff that you're talking about, they actually got to hire this man back. Like he has to come back and work full time.
Exactly. So you
But
bring him
I
back
don't know
in a
if that's where
reduced.
they at with it. Will they use his
But see,
likeness? Will they use his
I don't
his
think they're going
his
to use his
figure?
likeness. You could bring him back at a reduced rate. He was at a $20 million contract for Kane Dynasty and Secret Wars. You could bring him at a reduced rate. Nobody cares about that. That whole situation is over now. There's nothing
Yeah,
you can
nobody
do.
cares.
There's no lawsuit. Nobody cares, right? So you could bring him back, let him finish it. You can still have Robert Downey Jr. You done paid him, Disney dollars to come back. You can pay him back. I mean, you can still have that. Bring him at a reduced rate. Let him just finish that storyline. You can have Kang. Yeah, I mean, he's a man of time, so he would never be truly defeated. You know what I mean? Truly defeated. So, but you do it so you could be able to boost up Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom by itself does not intrigue me. Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom does not intrigue me whatsoever. I don't care what nobody says. I
Hey
don't,
man,
and I love Doom.
I said the same thing. Like, remember when they announced Robert Downey Jr. at Comic-Con last year that he was going to be Doctor Doom, and like the reaction was mixed because everyone was like, we all saw like you do this long run as Tony Stark in the MCU Iron Man. It was like, okay, we're finally giving you a rest, and everyone was more excited when they announced that it was going to be called Kang Dynasty, and then we saw the setup even with the post-credit scene in Quantum Mania, and it was like the excitement was there for that. And then them to pivot to this, I don't think it was also necessarily because of Doom. It's because it was Robert Downey Jr. It was like, okay, you're bringing in Doctor Doom, but you couldn't get another actor to play that part, because now people are going to have to look at him be Doctor Doom, and they're going to start thinking of Tony Stark. So it's like, but like I said, I remember the reception was very mixed. It wasn't like over, under, or anything like that. It was like people was kind of divided. Okay, some people was excited about it. Some people weren't. Then you had some people that didn't feel any type of way about it at all. Some of the people just was like, okay.
I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you guys something in the private chat. Um, so you can kind of. I don't want to say everything on online, but just kind of give you a kind of a understanding of where I'm coming from.
Now, if I can
sure.
play devil's advocate here in the middle, the leaks we're referring to are the leaks that everybody's been going off of based off of what Michael Waldron has recently said about what they were originally going to do in Kang Dynasty.
Right.
Okay. So those leaks, or Michael Waldron confirming the leaks, rather, those leaks are, I'm scrolling down my live stream playlist here to see exactly when we started talking, because this was when I lived in my old house, even when we started talking about these leaks. So I remember when those leaks came out, at the time it was, they were going to split the Avengers up. You're going to have a cosmic team, you're going to have a ground team, you're going to have the Young Avengers, and all those types of going at these different versions of Kang, Immortus, Scarlet Centurion, the Kang the Conqueror, Beyonder Kang, and all that other stuff. Is it more so that, and I am on the side of believing that Kang is possibly in it. I'm more so believing that he's possibly in it, based on
What up, Pam?
the Megan Good and interaction that he and her had with that reporter or interview or whatever. I'm asking, is it more so because I'm believing that he may be in it. I don't know for sure, but he may be in it. And I say maybe in it also because of some of the other leaks and things that are going on with the current storyline of what Doomsday is going to be. So far, it had now. We also have heard reports that they are filming things without people knowing about it. We've also heard that they have had actors and things that weren't on that chair, weren't announced in the chairs, that have been filming and filmed secret scenes and things like that. I mean, you look at Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of people, even the leakers and scoopers, did not know Wesley Snipes and the rest of them were going to show up when they did. Yeah. So you could possibly have something like that going on again. But I'm saying, is it a deal where, since Michael Waldron confirmed it and everybody, because when I watched New Rockstar's video over it, he, preferences it the way everybody else preferenced it. Looks like the old leaks have been confirmed. So is this more so just Michael Waldron confirming? Now, I'm not. They could also still be using stuff from the old stuff. I mean, I don't know. You got the Russos coming out saying that this is a direct sequel to Endgame.
Just skip over the whole last phase, huh?
Hey, did you guys read my private chat? Just real quick. That's the only. All I'm gonna say is there was no context. There was no context whatsoever. Just that part.
Interesting.
Thank you. So
Okay.
I get
That changes it. That
now you understand what I'm saying. Now you saying what that's why I can't fully dive, but it made me pull on my tinfoil hat. So
I just wonder how much they gave, right? Because he was at least posturing that he was interested in very much so, like he was very open to the reunion. So I just wonder how much rope did they give him. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say that he would just take anything that they offer him, but at the same time, the man's trying to break back through.
Yeah, so you gonna take whatever you can get. Like basically with the situation that happened with him, you take whatever job you could get at that point in time. You know what I mean? Because they tried to ruin his career. And I always said, number one, ABC did the first interview with him. Who owns ABC? Disney. You know what I mean? And then everything that has happened to him since then, slowly but surely getting off of what happened and more happy. Oh, he's married Megan Good. They're doing clothing. He's doing stuff with Kurt Franklin, talking about talking about mental health now. He's doing all the stuff that I was like, man, that's what I would love to see you do. He's doing all of that. Stayed at the limelight, apologize, all of this stuff. His interview with the Breakfast Club was amazing. But what did he say? Charlamagne asked him, hey, if you had an opportunity to go back, would you? He was like, hell yeah, in a minute. Hell yeah. When TMZ asked him, would you go back? Would you do it? Hell yeah. When I talked to him personally, this is the same as what TMZ. So I don't want nobody being like, saying stuff. But I asked him, what would you like to, if you had an opportunity, what would you like to do? He said, if I had an opportunity to get back, I want to do it because I love the character so much. And it's the same thing he echoed on an interview. So I believe he just wants to act. He don't care about all of that rest of that stuff. He just wants to act. And if it's I went from 20 million to 2 million, but I get to finish my character, hey, that's 2 million that I didn't have, 8 months ago when I was going
I guess I'm just hoping they don't do what we were talking about earlier and just kill him in the first 5 minutes. Right? Like I don't want it to be a squash match of a meetup between him and Doom. Like build it up, make sure we know what that character is worth before he gets up out of here,
I'm this also because I don't want to speak for Dre, but out of the three of us on Pantheon, I'm the one I think that pays attention the most to leaks and rumors.
Sure.
I would say when it comes to Doomsday, nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Not these scoopers, not the YouTubers that think that their theory think that they've cracked the code and know what the film is going to be about. I don't think, because even with the things that have come out from scoopers, it has been pictures, speculation based off of pictures that were taken from behind the scene. It has been speculation based off of the synopsis that Marvel themselves have given of Doomsday and then running with that. And then, of course, your own theory crafting and then believing that your theory is the correct theory. But nobody really knows what's going on in Doomsday. All we know is the Russos have said it's a direct. These are the facts. These are the facts. We know the Russos have said it's a direct sequel to Endgame. We know that the Russos have said that in order to have, they couldn't get anybody else but Robert Downey Jr. to come and play Dr. Doom in the way that they're trying to tell this story. Yeah. We know that the Russos have said that, given the synopsis of what it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. Outside of that, and they said that they want this film to challenge the audience. Outside of that, We don't know any fucking thing. So the man very well could be in it and not be in it. And the reason I said all of that is to say to answer what Marcus said. Is he going to die in the first few seconds? That has been a speculation from the very beginning, put out by whoever the fuck on Twitter. Marvel. You know what? When the Russos called Marvel's like, no, we're not doing that story or whatever. And they called him back like, okay, let's do that story. Maybe Kang is in that story. Maybe the way that they're telling this story, because I just don't see the Russos looking at, even though they're saying it's a direct sequel to Endgame, I don't see them looking at phases, the phases since Endgame and saying, okay, well, how do we make this make sense without some of those moving pieces of the phases since Endgame? So you have to have Kang in there to be more than just to kill him.
So okay, so let's do this again. Let's play the game of re-examining Doomsday. So now we got Fox X-Men, right? We're not really acknowledging the last two phases, but for some reason, Kate Bishop and her merry band of young Avengers is here. So we got to explain it somehow. Then we got this whole Kang angle that we're trying to massage back into here so he can be a fattened up pig to be slaughtered by Doom. Oh, but don't forget Captain Falcon over here and his new group of Avengers that don't nobody give a shit about. They in the movie too. How do we make all of this matter and make it good in less than 4 hours?
I think this is again where it's just like this is kind of fun, actually. When you kind of think about it, it's kind of fun because I haven't
theorized in a long time.
Not only theorized, I haven't walked into a Marvel movie not already knowing what's going on.
What's going to be there?
I have no fucking clue what Doomsday is. I have zero clue. I don't know. I have no idea. I know they fight the X-Men. I know they're in it. I know Doctor Doom is in it. Loki's somewhere holding threads of time together. I don't know. And
what were the three storylines in Infinity War? Am I missing something? You had Vision and his Infinity Stone in his head, which was really the main plot. That was kind of the same thing with Thanos.
Yeah,
right?
It was the MacGuffin of the whole movie.
Then you had, what was the other B plot that I'm missing? From Infinity War.
We had you had what was going on between Iron Man and the group on Titan. That was a whole nother separate thing, even though that they were all going after the same thing, separate thing. You had Vision. That third one, I guess, would be Thor.
Yeah, but Thor was just trying to kill Thanos, I guess. Okay, cool. Because that's another one. Sure. Thanos, the Power Stone, and obviously the main thing of Thanos' conquest. But even still, that's not introducing whole new teams. We've never seen Sam's Avengers team before. At least we've seen the Avengers squad. We know what to expect when they get back together. Like, who is in Sam's Avengers team?
I can only tell you Shang-Chi.
Who in it? Shang-Chi, Shuri, probably Bruce, right? Bruce got to be in there doing something. Carol out in space somewhere.
And then you also got the new Avengers.
See, that's a whole nother thing. See, that's a whole nother section of this story that don't nobody care about. That they're going to have to ingratiate into this story. So we juggling a lot of stuff.
You got the Fantastic Four. You got a lot.
I forgot about Pedro.
On.
I forgot all about Pedro.
It's a lot going on. So
last time we seen an ensemble cast this deep was Eternals. I
now think this is bigger than that.
No, for sure. I'm saying in terms of how many viewpoints they attempted to go through.
Oh,
the last time we seen that,
yeah,
that was probably Eternals, and that didn't necessarily go well. I don't think that even with the Russos playing hot potato with that many narratives is good for the story. You're giving the audience too many places to focus. Especially when you at one point you do got to pull all of this stuff together. What is if you're pulling them into like a battle world kind of situation, but are they pulling that out now in Doomsday? Are we not saving that for Secret Wars?
I think it's supposed to all come to an end and come together in Doomsday, and then we see the rest of that obviously in Secret Wars. I think we're going to see battle world being formed at the end of Doomsday. I don't know that. There's nothing out there that says that. I'm just thinking logically.
I mean, people are saying that the Void is going to be the battlegrounds for Secret Wars. I mean,
I'm gonna be so mad.
I personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they split Doomsday up into 2 movies, because you remember they took a movie off of the slot.
I don't think it's going to be Doomsday in 2 movies. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that movie that's supposed to be, or there's supposed to be, isn't there something on the calendar between Doomsday and Secret Wars? I think that's that Battle World film. If they're doing that, I think either that's that Battle World film or that's that Doctor Strange 3. That's a Battle World-esque film or something like that. But anything in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, it would have to either, I mean, maybe they do Doomsday 2 parts, but it would have to do something with that.
Because I was thinking if they do Doomsday Part 1, Avengers versus X-Men Part 2, and then go into Secret Wars. But then that would be redundant because I'd rather them do, X-Men versus Avengers in 1.
Who all gonna be there?
But you know what I mean? It's just, or if they do Doomsday, X-Men versus, Avengers versus X-Men, and then they do Secret Wars, whatever. There's just a lot going on. And I do agree. You got a lot of movie that you're trying to cram in 2 hours and X amount of minutes. And then try to see
another movie.
Well, then they, and some of the what was it? The Scoopers were saying last month that after that Doomsday and Secret Wars, or more so Secret Wars, I guess, is supposed to be all of Marvel coming together, not just the MCU. It's all of Marvel, so it's not just the MCU they're pulling from. I don't know. I don't even think they know. I don't think the Scoopers know. I think
a lot going on.
This may be intentional by Marvel. This may be
right now. I think they just throwing anything and everything at the wall to see what sticks.
I actually don't think that Marvel's testing waters with the audience. To be honest with you, and you guys may think I'm crazy, I think that they have put this thing in the Russos' hands, and I don't think the Russos give a quite goddamn what the audience thinks. I think they have a story. I think they're going to do that story. I don't think they're throwing things at the wall to see, okay, or how do people feel with the movie coming out next year? I think they would have been doing that prior. They know what they want to do.
Yeah. I still think that they are. I think Marvel is engaging the Jonathan Major side. I think they still are. You know what I mean? I do believe that. Now, again, me personally, I think they make more money. If they're looking to significantly have people back in Marvel's zeitgeist where we wasn't expecting that to happen. We're buzzing. We're talking about, we're theorizing what the next movie is going to do, because they haven't done that. They haven't surprised us and gave us something, where we're all just talking for a long time. So them doing that, to me, puts them back in the zeitgeist. Because, again, if James Gunn, if all of this with the merger goes through, they keep James Gunn, and he pulls a rabbit out of his ass where he has a hit, a bona fide hit, you don't want to lose that steam to DC. DC been a shit show for the last how long? You don't want to lose that steam to them. So you got to pull something out. And I personally think Kang, pull that out, it's going to erupt the internet. Just like Wesley Snipes coming out in Deadpool Wolverine. I think the same thing could happen at a larger scale. You do it with Jonathan Majors, personally.
Yeah. And that question that was asking, where's White Vision? So what they're saying about that right now is that is supposed to, that show, the finale, not the show itself. I don't think you have to watch all however many episodes, 8 or 9 episodes. But I think the finale itself is a drop off into Doomsday, is what they have been kind of alluding to. The showrunners, writers, directors, they are saying that they said that finale was a Marvel dream come true for them to be able to compete. Now, I follow the Maximoff family. I don't give a damn where Marvel is as far as fatigue or whatever. I am a Wanda Maximoff fucking fan and I care about what happens with this family. I'm invested.
Mhm.
So I need to know what happens. So I'm invested in White Vision or the Vision Quest, and the stuff that has come out about Vision Quest is actually going to be pretty good. But the so much as far as that finale drop off into Doomsday, if that's real, that is a way to, I guess, get people like, oh, whatever this drop off into, I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's not going to be something like, oh my God, they put that in Vision Quest. You know, I don't know if it's even real. I don't know, but I guess it's a good way to get audiences prepped for something Doomsday wise, because what would that show would come out October, November, maybe September, maybe end of September, beginning October, and then drop you off into Doomsday in December.
Yeah,
I think what it all comes down to is that Marvel has gone on for so long with no competition that they feel like I can just do whatever I want, and that's just what it is, whether the people like it or not. And now that DC is now on the table, of course they're going to have to work their way up to get to that point. They will hopefully finally have some competition, because I feel like if the competition was already there, we wouldn't be getting this, for the lack of a better word, filth that we've been getting for the last couple of years.
Question though, when is
I'm
DC,
not playing with Alvin Rodriguez.
when is DC going to when is DC planning to knock off Marvel? Is it with Clayface?
Fam, yeah, when is that gonna happen? I was about to say,
Is it with Supergirl?
Maybe Disney has competition. Marvel ain't got no comp right now. That's why they can keep sucking.
I mean, I do agree. You know, Clayface ain't gonna be I always say you never know what's going to pop, because who would have thought, you know, certain. I would have never thought Scream. We were talking about Scream 7. When I first seen Scream, I'm like, oh, that's cool, slasher, maybe, you know, 2 or 3 films. But we didn't know it was going to take off like that. So I don't think
30 years later.
Exactly. So, and again, I said, if Clayface is a horror movie, and they do it in that realm, and they tease the Batman, it's going to generate buzz. It's not going to be a $1 billion movie.
Are you sure though? Are we still at the place where people can be like, oh, he exists in his own world? Who knew? Like, are we at that place? Like, we're the
Darius
audience
is never gonna let that Clayface hate go.
I mean, I just
Because
don't
it is in
understand it. I don't understand.
I don't.
You have these.
It
guys.
doesn't have the marketability to me. I don't
doesn't?
think. I think it could be good, but is it going to be commercially good? Is it going to be something that they can sell to the masses? This man's company is about to get built, and he's doing his own. Or excuse me, about to get sold, and he's doing his pet projects. Like, why aren't you doing the stuff that most people want to see?
So Clayface was introduced in Creature Commandos. So he was already that version that we're getting ready to get.
Dre.
I know, yes, brother. When I say who watched
Commandos was supposed to be there.
When I say who watched it, I don't even. I'm not even trying to like dump on anybody that watched it. I mean, just like the overall, like how. I would love to know the percentage of the Superman audience that watched Creature Commandos, or just in the Peacemaker audience that watched Creature Commandos. So it's like, because doesn't Batman even show up in Creature Commandos? Yes. Yep. So I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, but that's kind of like when I tell people, oh, well, this character showed up in Clone Wars. It's like, well, brother, I'm not watching Clone Wars. I watched the live action stuff. So it's like I don't know who's all watching that, you know.
Well, this is what it said. I'm just reading what it says on here. It said Creature Commandos had a strong start, becoming the 3rd most watched show on Max in its first full week with 22 million minutes of viewership. The show also maintained a high audience interest, ranking in the top 2.7% of all TV shows in the U.S. in July of 2025. It was renewed for a 2nd season. So I get what you're saying, but I got to give a caveat because it was a good show. And
yeah, but Dre, they got to make some money. But I get what he's saying, though. They got to make some money. Like, having good TV shows is one thing. You got to post the deals.
I'm trying to. This is just me personally. But they do Supergirl right, and they get that Barbie crowd. Young blonde hair white. I'm not being racist or anything, but young blonde hair white
said
woman.
Supergirl?
whooping ass. You're Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl.
Supergirl
They do
is gonna
Supergirl
get
right.
Barbie money.
Get Barbie money. This is what
Dog,
I'm saying.
Superman made just a sneeze over $600 million. You think Supergirl is gonna get that Barbie money?
If you make it, I'm saying if you make it right, because only thing you need to do is generate. You need to generate buzz. That's it. You just need to make
You
it
think
dope.
Supergirl has better potential than Superman?
With the white women demographic.
Okay, this is what I said the other day, and I'm going to see Supergirl. I'm hyped for Supergirl. I am.
I'm most definitely hyped for
I'm
Supergirl.
I'm just one ticket, but this is my issue with because me and Chill just talked about this on the whatever show we do with the with them talking about selling and everything like that. It just, for me, if I was James Gunn, I think I understand he likes these ragtag hero types, and he likes these like ones that these forgotten heroes and characters, and that's great, James. And I mean, hell, look at the Guardians. Fantastic. He did great with that. But in a day and age where I'm on podcasts and things like that, and I'm talking about, well, we'll see what the future, I don't know, and all stuff like that. I wouldn't be talking Sergeant Rock. I wouldn't be talking Clayface. I wouldn't be talking creatures or whoever these other small. I would be talking the heavy hitters. Why are we not talking about the League? And
Flash, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter.
I don't want to talk about the Flash right now. I'm trying to get that stank off of Ezra Miller.
And that's exactly why you need to make your own Flash. That's exactly why you need to reboot that thing.
So before the merger, I know he was talking about Sergeant Rock, which I didn't get that at all. But now that that's scrapped, they already had Clayface and Supergirl in the tank before they came out and said, because I've been following the story. One of the reasons why I don't want them to go to Paramount for political reasons, but if Apple picks them up, they got just as much money as Disney. Not saying they have more. They have just as much money as Disney. They can take a risk on bringing in a Clayface. Didn't Fox make the New Mutants before they left? Didn't Fox make the New Mutants and Dark Phoenix again? And both of them were financial duds before Marvel inquired them. And we knew the sale of Fox was going on for a long time.
Yeah, but what if let's just say, let's use the Ellisons, because they might honestly get this shit. So let's say the Ellisons. Let's say they're like
yeah, I'm about to say, God, no.
I know.
Yeah, it crawls my skin.
It crawls mine too, but that is.
They said you will
embrace
our villainy.
Yeah,
whether you like it or not.
They're most definitely villains.
The Zai's buying up everything.
What if I don't know if they're DC fans or whatever like that. I know they're money fans. No. So let's say that let's say from a business standpoint, because I had somebody tell me last time, me and Jill were talking about this, tell me, well, there's other characters at DC other than the Justice League. Okay, yeah, but let's not be naive when we're having this conversation either. Yeah. There are other characters at DC outside the league, but if I'm speaking from a business standpoint, from a money-making standpoint, you come talking to me, and if I'm buying a dead studio with a dying IP, don't come to me with no Z-list characters. No, nigga, no. You're fired. We're talking A-list.
We making hits, nigga.
Yeah, we're bringing money in here. We're doing characters that people want to see. I just don't. It's just crazy to me that the.
I think because remember, they just announced that they were going up for sale. What was this? 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so, but which from Six of Truth is in here. The lady Danny said James Gunn already knew this when he got there. Again, why would you sign a 4-year contract? You and again,
I've always they were going to sell.
They were going to sell it. Yeah, Six of Truth's lady Danny. I did a reaction video to her. I'm like, wait a minute. It doesn't make any sense if he knew going in that they were going to sell it, because why would Peter? For one, so Peter Safran is not going to take it. And
Yeah.
then everybody's talking
What
about
the-
getting rid of James Gunn, but nobody's talking about Peter Safran. You know what I mean?
They
It
ain't
just
know
doesn't
that.
make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Now, what do they
what-
mean by he knew? Did they think like
That-
him
that
and
David
Zaslav
Zaslav
had
was going-
conversations?
Yeah, the David Zaslav was going to build the company up just to resell it. I said, but that doesn't make any sense because you signed a 4-year contract in 2022 that goes to 2026. What was you going to accomplish that's going to make all this money in 4 years?
Now
Mm-hmm.
this part is true. When Zazie was fired or hired,
What?
everybody was coming in to sell it.
Now
That's
you
your lady
knew
says.
that as like if you knew the business, if you knew Zaslav and what he did at Discovery, then you could kind of
Well, you
tell
knew.
what he probably
You could
wanted to do
tell.
with Warner Brothers. But
Right.
are you saying James Gunn, the person who took the job to be the president of
That
the
knew.
studio, knew that?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it didn't make any
Because
sense.
why would you?
My-
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah, nobody's going to take that job. And if you knew that this company is going to be for sale, then you know damn well 4 years is not enough to be super profitable, where you're making more money than what you're producing out. You know what I mean? So I get it, and I get what Darius is talking about. Clayface, $40 million budget, you might make $150 million. You might.
We have to also, sorry, Dre, we have to also start thinking from that standpoint too. You know, when he said DC, what Lauren said, DC is, they said they're going to bring everybody over for Paramount. Dre started this off with political reasons. You have to remember there is a political reason that the Trump
Yes.
administration wants the
Yes.
Ellisons and Paramount to get
Yes.
Warner Brothers.
Because they want
If that
CNN.
happens, you also have to remember, it's not as if James Gunn has come out and given his political standpoint, but it's not as if we all somewhat don't know his political standpoint. What has Trump already been trying to do?
Exactly.
Silence people that are going at him. So I wouldn't be so secure in my everybody at DC is safe.
Exactly. And
I would
that's
like
why
to
the
see James
WGA
Gunn gone. I don't like his
Right.
anti-Israel content. We should get rid of him.
Right. So that's why the
Everybody.
WGA stepped in and was going to is striking down the Ellison, the Paramount Warner Brothers deal. They came out and said we're going to sign a petition due to freedom of speech and the loss of jobs and all of this. So what Zaslav did was say, "Oh, I literally just covered this. We're just splitting it in two. Warner Brothers will be on this side, Discovery will be on this side. That way,
Fam,
nobody's got
do
to
you
lose
mean
their
you
job."
merged the company just to split the company up?
But
Like,
literally,
how did
in
you
the
make any
last
money
few
off of that?
days- But this is
Right.
the last week has been weird because for one, the Ellisons went for a bid. They got turned down for their bid.
The first
WGA
two.
made a
They
petition.
turned down the
Yeah,
first two.
Yeah, the first two. WG came in as the WGA came in and said, "Nope, we're striking. We're gonna boycott this. Damn this. We're not gonna have it."
Yeah.
Apple has came through. Netflix has came through. It was another one.
Comcast,
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 has
NBC, Universal.
they've come through and said we'll take it. We already
That's
know
why I
the
want to
Trump
get it. I want Universal to get it.
Yeah, well, we already know that the Trump administration wants it because they want to control CNN just like they did with CBS. That's all it
I
is.
think
Monopolizing.
Warner Brothers should think long and hard about who they sell to outside of Paramount. We could tie it up in court for a very long time. You should think very hard.
Look,
Citizens of big people.
I'm a big winner with these types of things. I've won many
We,
times.
we win very hugely when we do this. If you try to fight me in court, I'll win. I own all the court. I know all the judges. They're all my friends.
But you know what's going to happen? Somebody going to come in with a
And their
lowball
daughters.
offer, and that's who's going to get it. So
I think
Apple
Paramount
comes in-
is lowballing. I think Paramount is the one because they know the president is
Yeah.
on their side. So
Yeah.
if the president on your side, he's saying we're gonna sue y'all over any other merger you try to do outside of Paramount, then I'm gonna offer
Exactly.
you pennies because you got to come to me, right? Why would I
Right.
give you top dollar offering if I know I can get you for pennies on the dollar?
Exactly. Exactly. So that's why I believe Apple is going to do it. Apple has built a
I'd be fine with Apple.
I think
Apple
Apple
has
has built a
We've never
considerable-
seen Apple steward a catalog like that, y'all. Though we've never seen them
No,
have a
but
catalog
it-
like that.
But they've been trying to get catalogs like this for a while, ever since they started their own service. So
See-
Tina, he ain't know that shit.
He said, "How the heck we know he ain't know?" But
He
but
ain't
why would you take the job?
why would you take the job? That's like you going to go work at a company, but like, well, you know, we gonna sell it though.
Hey,
You know,
it took him 3.5 years to make the Superman movie, and we still don't have a
Wait a
script for
minute. Wait a
Batman.
minute. Not
Why would
only
we
did
take a 4-year deal?
not only
Exactly.
not only did it take him 3 years to make that script, do you notice how fast he wrote Man of Tomorrow?
It's not. He's not playing.
He's like, hey, if we can get this shit out.
He said, I got 365 left, baby. We got to get this one out.
Yep. I mean, because November, him and Safran's deal is done November of 2026. So the next year, their deal is done. Right? Well, you already know a merger takes about a year or so, a little over a year to go through. I think the guys at the Ellises came out and said, everybody's job is safe. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
He was trying to give us Sergeant Rock. He like, y'all gonna take the Sergeant Rock. I don't give a fuck what I gotta do. I'm gonna put Daniel Craig in it.
I ain't gonna lie. I've never heard of. I ain't never heard of
him.
Peacemaker, and let alone Sergeant Rock.
Never heard.
But
of
I was very surprised about Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? Very surprised.
No.
Hey, we
I'm
going
glad-
through his
wait a
comic
minute,
book
hold on.
collection like,
I'm
oh
glad-
yeah, this the one right here.
No, wait.
This the
I'm
one.
glad. I don't know how I almost let this slip my mind, but because y'all kept bringing up like characters like no one wants to see. I've been meaning to tell Darius this. I always miss it because I'm never in the chat live when he says it. Not only does Darius have a problem with Clayface, but whenever he brings up Batmite, he says it. He says it with such vitriol. He's like, "Who the fuck is Batmite?"
Batmite. Yeah, he's trying to make that shit happen like Fetch for sure. Who the fuck
I
is looking
can't
for Batmite?
He
Bro, when
says
I
it with
watch
such
him-
vitriol and disgust. It is hilarious.
when I watch him on these podcasts and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're trying to figure out Batmite," I'm like, "Figure out the league." It pisses me off.
But you can
Culture
tell
Made,
James
that's
Gunn
the-
watch. But you can tell
That's-
James Gunn watched a lot of Batman animated series to be pulling guys like out of the
Oh, yeah.
woodworks, you know, for that. So
Because the thing is, what it is he's trying to recreate what he did with bringing the MCU,
yeah,
the Guardians, bringing in characters that no one knew of, and they just blew up. And he's trying to
And I'm
do the
not really
same
mad
thing
at that,
in DC.
I'm not really mad at that if you're building towards the bigger characters, right? If you're putting, I think Clayface should have been a HBO Max thing because HBO Max doesn't miss. So I wouldn't have been mad at Clayface being a movie. I said if it's a horror movie, I'm all for it because Clayface is truly a tragic story if you give it to me in a horror aspect. If you're giving me just Clayface and it's more of like the superhero type, you know, but for 40 million, I mean, are you really missing out? I mean, seriously,
And
it's 40
and
mil.
here's the thing for me. Like when I was watching the Batman animated series when I was younger, I always thought Clayface was one of Batman's more interesting villains because we always saw Batman with Joker because that's the parent they always threw at us because like that's his primary villain.
Yeah.
But then when I was like Clayface would be interesting, and I always said I wonder what Clayface would look like in live action. However, I wasn't thinking that it was going to be give him his own movie. I thought, no, let him be a villain with Batman in it, going and fighting him.
Oh, I agree.
So if that happens, if he does show up because if he shows up in Clayface, it's not going to be any more than like how they kind of did at the end of
Sort of like
the Dark Knight
Commandos.
when the
Or even how they threw him in there in that little piece he had when he was in the Suicide Squad.
I'm sorry, I'm just so past that. I don't want him to show up at the end and be like, well, what we got, Gordon? Like, no. No. I know he exists here. It's his fucking world. So the fact that he hasn't shown up this whole time, no.
I mean, what they did with Creature Commandos was kind of dope.
This is interesting. DeLuca and Abdi got extended.
Yeah,
that
they
was
did
a
get
little bit of
extended.
news.
Yeah.
They got extended.
Yeah, they got
so why
extended.
hasn't Gunn been extended yet? His deal up next
But it's
year.
but it's
How did
Gunn
Abdi and
and-
DeLuca go from?
but but it's Saffron and Gunn. Everybody keeps going at Gunn, but Saffron does the business, and
Well,
nobody's talking
The
about
reason
their
why I
package
asked
deal.
that though, Dre. The reason why I asked that is because it was rumored that Zaslav might have been looking at Gunn to take over for DeLuca and Abdi, not Saffron, but Gunn to slide into DeLuca and Abdi's spot. So how we go from that to them getting extended and him not even getting he got to wait.
DeLuca and Abdi been around since New Line.
But they also was about to get fired though. They asked was on the chopping block before what was the goddamn it the video game earlier this year.
Oh my
the
god!
movie about the video game.
Interest me.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Before that, they was on their way out the door.
I mean, because
I said Warner Brothers as a studio had, in my opinion, and I'm gonna stand on this, one of the best financial years ever.
They did. This year was Sinners,
Listen,
Minecraft movies.
You had Sinners, you had Minecraft, you had Final Destination, Bloodlines, you had F1. They came out. Then they had Superman. Then they had Weapons, Conjuring, Last Rites.
Yeah,
that's why they was. That's why they
made
was
money.
upset. That's why they was upset. They was like, you know what? Y'all was on a trajectory winning all year with the exception of a couple. Why did you move Mortal Kombat 2 from October to May? But then I had to think about it on the business end. I said WB may not have much coming out next year because the only movie we knew from them up until that point was Supergirl. So they said, you know what? Let's just push and let Mortal Kombat come out in May, and then because Marvel does not have a May movie coming out, let's put it in their usual spot at the beginning of May and have that kick off the summer movie run. I said, okay, they were smart with that. So you got Mortal Kombat 2 coming out because it was going to come out on the 15th of May, but they bumped it up a week to the 8th. And then Supergirl comes out near the end of June. And I think, as far as I know, those are probably like their two biggest movies that's coming out next year. I mean, I don't know what else Warner Brothers has on the slate, but as far as like a movie with an IP, those are their two that are coming out next year.
Y'all want to quickly here, not to divert. Y'all want to jump to back to some Doomsday news? Look like we just got some trailer details from somebody that got to view it. I don't know if. Well, I know I can't. If somebody can click that link in the private chat and play it, I can play the video. You just won't hear it because I use Firefox, and Chrome fucks up StreamYard for me.
Wait, what's going on?
In the private chat, there's a link from somebody that got to see filmthreat.com. They got to see the trailer. And they are talking about what was in the trailer, but I can't play it, or you won't hear it.
Yeah, you could just you can listen to it and just tell us what they said.
See if I can get it up here. Pause.
And Six of Truth. I know you didn't want to hear this, but John Campia said he reached out to folks he knew personally at Warner Brothers and said Gunn wasn't going nowhere. Ha ha.
I mean, I don't think he should go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, we trust in Campy.
He hasn't had a chance to. He's had one. He's had
has
one.
Campia
movie.
been in the industry for 20 some odd years? Will he not know somebody?
That's a fact. That's a fact. He also called himself the grandfather of recast T'Challa.
Well,
so I just be looking at him with side eye.
We ain't bringing him up. Players fuck up.
I just be looking at him with a side eye. He just be talking.
I'm sorry,
sometimes.
Miss Roberta. She might be still in here. She gonna get me in the morning.
He's the same one that gave the No Way Home pictures. Wasn't supposed to.
He did. I forgot that was John.
Take a look at Tobey Maguire's dick. Remember those words. That was from John Campia.
Whoa. Gotta relax. All right. You want me to present this?
Yeah.
All right.
Audience, let us know if you can hear it. These are skip to the 40-second.
I like that coat.
What is it? 42 minutes?
Oh, I'm about to say what coat, and then I had to look. I was like, okay.
Carhartt vintage jackets flash sale.
Should be just right at 40 minutes. 40 minutes 29 seconds.
40 minutes 29 seconds.
Oh, I'm glad they bookmarked
60 Truth
it.
just hates James Gunn. I don't know if James Gunn impeded your cereal
chaptered it.
or what.
We'll just stop there. We'll get it there.
There's a lot of things I can't mention.
Uh-oh. hold
I'll
on.
just tell
Turn the
you
volume
what
up,
I
folks.
can say. It's not anything groundbreaking at all. One, the plan is this will premiere.
fuck they
The
got going
trailer
on? Can
will
y'all hear
be
that?
seen
Why
with
can't
the
I hear it?
Avatar
I can hear it.
Fire and
I can
Ash.
hear
I can hear it.
That's the plan.
Why I can't hear
going
nothing?
forward. Okay, it'll be seen there,
Damn it.
which I think will actually really drive up the box office. Right. So that's when people will see it, and that comes out in late December. Right? What is it? The 19th? You can look it up. And the person who saw it said it's not finished, not completely finished, but he was this person, he or she, was
Pull
surprised
my phone out
at the amount of footage they showed of Doom in action. It felt like, and this is my interpretation, it felt maybe a little desperate. That they're really, that when they say Avengers Doomsday, this is not a teaser trailer. You're going to get not just a glimpse of Doom, you're going to see Doom. And the way the character was described in terms of Downey's interpretation of the character is a classic Universal monster, like the Phantom of the Opera. You know, the Lon Chaney Phantom of the Opera. It's a tragic figure and a broken figure, and part of it is his armor, Doom's armor. Okay, Iron Man had the armor, and that was his superpower.
Yeah.
Doom must have the armor because he has a broken body, scarred, and he's going full. Not my words, someone else's words. He went full Universal monster with the interpretation.
So true Darth Vader and not Kylo Ren.
Exactly. The suit, he needs the suit to actually function. So this is almost, you're right.
Yeah,
Darth
I
Vader,
like that.
it's like almost, and frankly, when I
don't
saw
like this.
Star Wars in 1977, the first thing that popped in my head after seeing the movie was, that's kind of like Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is green and metallic armor. Darth Vader is just Dr. Doom spray painted black.
It all comes full circle.
That was and look, even George Lucas admits it was, he was influenced by Flash Gordon.
Yes, yes.
Pop art, Marvel Comics. So
Did y'all get that interpretation?
I don't like it.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have.
Did y'all get that same
tools.
interpretation that
they're
Doom was
saying
Vader
right
and
now-
Vader is Doom? Like that was 1-to-1?
No.
I never until George Lucas said it.
I didn't. Now that I kind of see it. Yeah, I kind of see that a little bit.
I don't like when people can. Even when the maker does it, I hate when Vader's Vader. Damn it.
Yeah, but I see the parallels.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, Victor Von Doom, before he became Doom, was always a elite asshole.
My man wouldn't pay Luke Cage is $200, so 200. So my man Luke Cage had to
At
tune
least
him up
Anakin
for his 200
Skywalker
money.
had some depth to him before he went to the dark side. Victor was already there. He just didn't have the powers or the suit yet.
Wait, finish that out that he was saying, Marcus.
makes sense. So this is and then of course add the element that Doom has not just his technical and skill with science, also combined with magic.
Which is very Doom.
Yeah, so that's really what I can report. Looking at Avatar, which everyone really could have guessed that, not big news, but you will see a lot of Doom in the trailer. What this is Marvel planting the flag and saying, you know what? Boom. This is what we're doing. Get ready for it. And I do think, based on what I heard, that fans will be excited. I mean, they're doing this trailer now 1 year out, at least from what the current release. a lot of people are saying could push 6 months. The fact that they're already shooting the second movie after completing, they're doing reshoots, completing Doomsday. This will be worked on right up until the end. Secret Wars will be shooting. You can look it up. It's been announced, not a secret. That's shooting early in 2026. So there you go. When I can tell you more news, I will. That's all really I'm kind of allowed to say. Yeah. Any comments, Alan? We'll go.
Yeah, that sounds like a load of barnacles.
Okay, there you go.
I'm
gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. That it was literally like a stream of words that went in one ear and out the other. Like I kind of tuned it out a little bit. I was like, okay, you're kind of like telling us this, that, and the third, but.
Yeah, the whole broken, he needs the armor to survive thing, I don't like. But one thing I have said from the very beginning of them showing this trailer was they always needed to show as much Doom as possible, show as much action as possible. Don't have this trailer being some lines from Endgame with some flash. Don't do that. Don't have it be. You remember when they did that Marvels trailer? That very last like teaser trailer for the Marvels didn't have shit to do with the Marvels.
Yep, it was terrible.
The Thanos quotes,
terrible trailer. Yeah, all the Thanos quotes and all that shit. Don't do that.
They didn't even reference it. They weren't even talking about Thanos. They just threw it in there erroneously.
Yeah, so I've said that this trailer needed to be showing a lot of Doom because you're expecting the audience to come in and have this this fear for him like we had for Thanos, but we had seen Thanos not that we saw Thanos kicking ass, but we at least seen him like, okay, fine, I'll do it myself, and then the whole thing when in Guardians and the other moment. We've seen this man cradling a child.
And here's the thing about that. And I said this even back when I watched Fantastic Four. I said could you imagine had that post-credit scene been Kang the Conqueror, or at least one of his variants, there with Franklin Richards rather than faceless Dr. Doom. That would have hit so much more better, especially when you know that Kang is an ancestor of Reed Richards, which means by default he is an ancestor of Franklin Richards.
Here's the problem you run into, though, Torian. They got to do that, but at the same time, they have to build up Doom because we haven't seen him. See, I think a lot of the speculation about Doom being popped up in the Fantastic Four movie was warranted. I got to take this fucking chain off. His ear is starting to itch my neck. I think that speculation was warranted because are you telling me you're going to drop this character in cold on Doomsday and expect it to perform? Like it's one thing if we actually have time to build it. And I think that's reason why the trailer is so heavily leaned in towards Doom, because we haven't seen the man. We're literally going to get introduced to him in the movie. We've never done that with the villain. We've never introduced the villain in the same movie he's featured in. So now this is uncharted grounds in terms of building hype. So that having to do that at the same time puts you in a pickle. Maybe you put both of them in there in a scene with Franklin Richards, but you got to do some work on Doom before y'all get to Doomsday. Go ahead, Derek. Maybe,
and I hate this. I just want to preference that first. Maybe they've done their work. Maybe the theory that is out there of, with them saying that, hey, this is a direct sequel to Endgame. Maybe we don't have to know Doom because we already know Doom because he's
Tony Stark.
He's Tony Stark.
No, but I don't think they could do it as a 1-to-1. I don't think they can make Dr. Doom Tony Stark. I think they have to make a Dr. Doom, but he has to be a different character than what we've seen in Tony.
And this is not from Marvel or anything. This is just a theory that that is out there. Josh started it, and now all these other people are running with it. I hated it when he said it, and I hated it when other people started running with it. The whole Tony Stark is adopted, and he was supposed to be Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom is him from another universe or another reality or whatever. And that's and I'm just saying maybe this is why they're trying to make it seem as if we really don't got to know this nigga because hey, you spent the entire Infinity Saga with him. But this time, hey, he's the bad guy.
I feel like when you tear that deep into the lore to set a course, it kind of handicaps you, right? When you have to tear up the things that come before you that much to set your own course, first of all, you end up spending a percentage of the movie course correcting things that have already been established. Number two, you think that you're setting your own original course, but if you spend a period of time trying to retcon the stuff that came before or trying to land based over that so nobody remembers it, then you are beholden to that. You're still beholden to that narrative. Whether you're continuing it on or if you're trying to add more things to the story to cover it up, you're still beholden to that narrative. You're not telling your story for a certain period of time. You covering up somebody else's work. I don't think that's good storytelling. I don't think that that's good. They have to find a way to deal with the MCU the way it is and still push it forward with this new villain. But they haven't been doing that work necessarily in these last two phases. So that's where a lot of my skepticism for Doomsday in general is coming from. They simply haven't done the work, and they just expect everybody to hop on the bandwagon. I don't think we're that. I don't think that's where we're at in terms of an audience.
We shall see for sure with that. When they drop that trailer in front of Avatar: Fire and Ash, as I've said, if it's one of those things where people are saying, "Oh, that was," talking about the trailer for the weekend, talking about the trailer for maybe that next week, and then the theories and skeptics all die down, well, then you didn't do your job. I always use No Way Home as a point of reference because it was the last real moment that I felt that the MCU was on fire, and in a good way. If it doesn't have that No Way Home feel where people are literally y'all remember that people were fucking going crazy theorizing, going crazy breaking down late night interviews done with Andrew Garfield. Like, come on, people were going
I
crazy.
am not the wolf.
Yeah, so if it doesn't have that feel where the audience is really invested in really riding the coattails to Doomsday, then I don't know that it did its job.
And here's the thing. There isn't another MCU movie coming out until Brand New Day. And that's not until the end of July.
What do they have? Vision Quest and then that? Oh, fucking Wonder Man. Lord have mercy.
Wonder Man.
Wonder Man!
And then Vision Quest. And then No Way Home. I mean, Brand New Day.
Hey, they was
As
talking
far
about
as-
Wonder Man gonna be fired.
This shit, hell. The hell.
Are y'all going to watch at least one episode?
I don't know that I can find myself to do it. And the reason I say that, and it's not because it's like, oh, there's you just... That first impressions for me are lasting impressions. That trailer was ass. It was
I usually watch people's trailer reactions for like certain trailers. For that one, I did not, because I just had the strongest inkling that a lot of people was going to have a lot of shit to say about it. So I said, I'm gonna just leave it alone. I will watch at least one episode to see what the narrative is supposed to be with it. But I have.
Did you watch
I'm
the
usually
trailer?
I did. I watched a little short one and then I watched the full one.
So what was your thoughts on the full one? There it is. There it is.
That deep side told it all.
Now,
Yeah,
this is
so
the same.
Yeah.
The same thing that you said about Clayface is what I felt about Wonder Man. We are in the midst of a multiverse saga. I ain't trying to watch a show about an actor trying to get a job with some weirdo. I don't care. I
It's
don't
the whole
care.
they've made around it. Like I'm auditioning for Wonder Man. You're not Wonder Man.
I'm going to watch it
I
to
don't
see
wanna
what
do-
happens. And it's out of pure curiosity. It's not because I want to. It's just because I'm curious. And I want to see what they're talking about.
I'm just confused. How many episodes is it? 8, 9, the normal.
Yeah.
So at what point does he become not Wonder Man on screen, but Wonder Man? Not Wonder Man in the show, but Wonder Man. So is it like
Wonder Man's not real. He's a TV character.
Right.
Yes, but
He's trying to
supposed to
play
right.
Wonder Man.
But he's supposed to get these powers also, because so we're not watching 9 episodes of an episode. Like, we're not watching a TV show of a TV show.
I'm gonna sit around and wait for the viral moment where they're like,
Isn't
"Oh my God,
Wonder
it was a fake out. He's Adam Brashear."
They
Then I'll start
did-
watching.
Isn't Wonder Man supposed to be attached to Vision?
Yes.
He is. It's his brain. He's got the
Brain
same
waves.
brain waves.
The
That's why
finale is
they're
crazy.
kind of somewhat close. And let them. Well, see, this is why I'm not watching. So you're not hurt. My feelings aren't hurt that they're doing that in the finale. I'm not watching. I'm not watching. I'll see the clips on Twitter, and if the clips on Twitter are good enough, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I might check this out. Then I might check Wonder Man out. If if Twitter is giving me the vibe that you can miss this like you missed Zombies and the rest, then I'm gonna miss it.
I haven't heard a single
if
soul
Mephisto-
talk about Eyes of Wakanda. Not a single body. Not a single person.
Nobody talked
I mean,
about Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah, not since even when it showed. I mean, I did appreciate the art, some of the direction, stuff like that, but it doesn't tie to anything that has anything to do with T'Challa. I just use it as a one-off. Visually, yes. Some of the stories, yes. Still has nothing to do with T'Challa, so I don't put it up there.
Hey, Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah, art. I mean, as
War
an art
Dogs.
form, like me being in acting and looking at it as at an artistic standpoint, has some phenomenal aspects. As we're talking about this multiverse, and we're talking about what's supposed to be going on for, T'Challa and trying to and all of that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a-
Alvin, Eyes of Wakanda. That came out in August.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're not looking at if you take away the T'Challa aspect of it, it's actually really good. But that being looming over there, you don't really care about it after you watch it. You be like,
Well, and they tried to make it. It's so funny, boy. They were so proud of themselves with Eyes of Wakanda. They wanted Eyes of Wakanda to hit so damn hard that they lied
didn't
to
watch
the
one
audience
episode
by
of it.
telling them,
Sorry.
"Oh, it fits so perfectly on the timeline of everything right now, and it's going to lead." Boy, that I didn't watch Eyes of Wakanda.
you're telling the backstory of a sickle or a hammer. Or that's what it is. It's the backstory of the hammer.
Backstory of the hammer.
No, it's dead serious. It's the backstory of the hammer that the Killmonger finds in the museum. That's what the show is really about.
Oh wow, the show is about the hammer from the museum that poisoned the
He said a sickle at first. I was like, what
The
the fuck
sickle
is
or
a sickle?
whatever he did farming tool, whatever.
I was like, what is a sickle?
Because once Killmonger shows up on screen and they do the scene where he's in the museum, I'm like, so this really is a show about a farming tool.
Artifacts
Thank you
from
for
Wakanda.
The lion, yeah.
brief
All the
sentence
event,
that you. Now I'm glad I missed it. Like I didn't miss anything.
so
Oh my God.
culture.
I guess they
The
didn't lie.
first
That's how it is.
episode, all the first episode, or whatever it was, it had to do. All those episodes got to the point to the hammer or to the object. That's all it was. It just got to the object.
Did
So
they show the lady getting poisoned with the coffee?
No, they didn't go that far.
Oh, okay. Well, then they should have committed. Go the whole way if you're gonna tell the whole.
They just
Emma
got to the
story.
point. They just got to the point where when you see Killmonger, that opening scene where you see him from the back and you see him looking at the hammer before the lady comes over.
Is it animated? That scene?
I don't know. It was actually live action. They just
Oh,
stopped.
I'm done.
Yeah, they stopped. They stopped. Like you get
done.
to that point and it stops. So I think it was live action.
They could.
Wait, whatever.
They were
the
so
hammer, the
lazy with
sickle,
it. They
whatever.
said, "No,
They
we're
ain't
not
even
doing
recreated in animation, huh? We gonna repurpose
Yeah, I
the
mean-
beat footage.
Like if you think about the show in its entirety, it's a show about them trying to figure out how to be able to keep Wakanda in secret. There were a lot of war dolls going out. The Hatu Sarasi wasn't named. It was animated. It looked real. I don't know, but the Hatu Sarasi wasn't named in the show. You know, you had female Hatu Sarasi, which was a no-no. You know what I mean? And it all had to culminate to the hammer.
Mm.
Wasn't I don't it did I don't know. It looked rendered. Okay, it looked AI rendered. My bad. My bad. But it's still at the end of the day, it was about a hammer or whatever it is. Whatever that tool is, that's what it was about. I'm about to get off because I'm not gonna lie.
You gotta have that white lady give the history.
Exactly.
Have that white lady give
Is
the
Tina still in
history.
the? Is Tina still in the chat?
She was asking for a
I
link.
think she was asking
but-
for the link earlier.
Yeah, but I got to get off of here because I've literally been up a long time.
I feel you.
I've been up all day, so I am exhausted right now. So, yeah, that's what the hammer had to be discovered by Killmonger to say the future, but it still had to do with a hammer.
Tragic.
I'm sorry. It sounds bad because I really liked the aesthetic and everything and some of the stories, but it still had to do with a hammer.
Oh, she
So-
said she right there. She popped right up.
All right, so
Call her late night
Tina,
Beetlejuice,
come and
she
take
popped
my
right up.
spot. I gotta get off of here, man. I appreciate you guys having me
How
on.
much longer we
Patheon.
got? We're gonna be
I
for
don't
2 hours and 19 minutes.
We
Yeah, we really
are.
on here. I appreciate y'all being on.
Oh, Tina,
All
I
right,
didn't
bro.
even,
Yeah, no,
I didn't
for
even
sure, bro.
see that. Tina.
Yeah. I'm off next week. So you know,
I didn't even
I'll-
see that, Tina. My
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
why you
tune
doing
in
all those
next week.
pre-records. Oh, that's why you doing all those.
Yeah, because I
pre-records next week?
got training from 6 a.m. to 4:30. So
Okay.
Monday through Thursday. So I'll be up after that.
Cool.
Up, my headphones are dying. All right,
I'll be
thank you
looking
guys.
forward to
I
it.
appreciate you guys, man. Y'all take it easy, man. Much love to all of y'all.
Taste the biscuits with the honey.
The
and
honey
biscuits.
sauce.
gotta put the honey
sauce.
With that honey sauce.
Hey, look, hey, check it out. If anybody come in here grifting, tell them to taste the biscuits.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Tina, I didn't even see that you messaged me.
Yeah, she probably messaged you probably like a half hour ago.
She did. I didn't even see it. Yeah. Well, Damson's on another red carpet. People gonna make videos.
Yeah. Did you
They gonna
did you
make
feel
another
like that
assumption.
was a real thing, or did you feel like it was just
Absolutely not.
coincidental?
Absolutely not. I